Hello.
Mark, make her gay. Hello.
Not Pikachu, please don't sue.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the one, the only, Dion Marie.
Baby, boys and girls, children of all ladies, we're back. We're back at it again. And I don't know about you guys, but it seems like it's been a pretty boring week. Everything going on. Am I right, fellas? Woo!
Yeah, nothing's going on. It's been a lame-ass week. Hopefully we got some topics to talk about. But, folks, we are joined by American Ramrod himself, Coach Kendo Slice.
Here on a Thursday night, live coming to you from the 702.
All right. I don't know why I paused the music when you talked, but I did. And finally, we're joined by our guest, our replacement Nick for the evening. You know him, you love him. Say hello to Pete Daddy Dollar.
Hang on, I gotta do my little Oba Femi entrance. Because that's the hot thing that everybody's doing, the Oba entrance. It's great to be here, gentlemen. Thank you for having me. It's good to see your smiling faces again. Hail to the chat. And boy, oh boy, did I come on at the right night. And yeah, the pinch shitter, baby. That's right. Don't forget the fifth man coming off the bench.
You got a question already. Is Nick gone because he was on the list or something?
We cannot confirm nor deny.
Yeah, look. As somebody who is attorney adjacent, we're not going to speak on that.
Now, folks, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff tonight. That list will definitely come up because tonight we're taking a trip. We're becoming investigators ourselves. What are we going to investigate? The secrets of the world? No, the secrets of the Ep-Files. You will see that a lot. I know, right?
Clooney right up.
Yeah, Clooney right up. Was he on that shit? Nah, he was on ER fucking around doing dumb shit like saving people. But he's in the South Park movie.
The only mention of Clooney's name, and I've kind of looked into it a little bit. I mean, there's so much information out there. The only time his name was mentioned was in passing by Mr. Schmepstein himself. Is he was kind of trying to impress somebody by saying, "Oh yeah, well I know, blah blah blah," but I don't believe that he was ever on. Who knows how accurate the flight logs are? I mean, there's so much stuff redacted from these. Gee, I wonder why. He said we don't want to incriminate certain names. The whole thing might burn down. Oh no, anything but that.
You see, folks, there's a lot that's been coming out, but we know about as much as you. So we're going to try to make some sense of this. We're not on a witch hunt. We're not really here to stand on moral platitudes. You know how we operate here, all right? Be excellent to each other. Those actions aren't necessarily excellent at all. Duh. So we don't really need to go into that repetitive bullshit to stand morally. You know where we stand. We're here to have some fun tonight, talk about the absurdity of the world we live in. Maybe take a look at the bleak outlook of what's going on, because it's like, we're in a situation where nothing really will change. Or will it? We'll find out together. We're all on this ride. But you can hit that thumbs up button for us right now to let us know that you enjoy this content. It tells YouTube that you enjoy this content. And speaking of world-class content that you enjoy, folks, we've been dropping a lot of videos, and they've been moving quickly. So thank you to everybody who's making the channel a success. We're past 205K, on our way to 206K, and before you know it, it'll be 1 million. And then we'll have a celebration like no other. Guys, pick a city in America, and we'll go. Pete, you're invited too, so just help us decide.
That sounds good. We should see if the city with an indie wrestling promotion, if we can get a booking, and I can be escorted to the ring by the world-class bullshitters.
Damn right.
Me and Dion can do it. We can do a 3D to somebody.
Yeah.
Will you call me to get the table? Because like you guys can do the 3D, but I want to be the one to get the table and push it in. Okay, is that cool?
Yes.
Okay,
Kendo's gonna be our like Paul Bear brother-in-law.
I'll be the manager. I'll be
Yep.
running around in a multicolored suit, swinging. Instead of a tennis racket, it'll be a golf club. Going,
I was gonna say, listen here, Packer. It's me, Kendo fucking Slice. Where's that shit stain at?
God damn.
Bro, let me tell you, Kendo, I work for JCW, bro.
The people love your voice, dude. But something else the people love besides the voices is the word of the day, brought to you by Shrebbles08 for a wonderful price of $666. Theme of tonight, maybe. The word of the day is dunce. A few dunces more. Dunce Horizon, the day the dunce stood still, Shin Dunce, Cannibal Dunce, and there will be dunces. So, on Dunce's Pond is my first one.
12 angry dunces.
The sisterhood of the
Black
traveling
Dunce.
dunces.
Did you say Black Dunce, Dion?
Black Dunce.
How about Dunce Blanca?
Ooh. Dunce Blanc.
Attack of the 50-foot dunce.
I'm gonna dunce you, sucker.
Two guys that dunce in a pizza place.
Yeah.
Wednesdays at 8 on ABC.
Robo dunce.
The Duncinator 2, Judgment Day.
Dunce Busters.
There you
Boss dunce.
Ooh.
go. Silence of the
Baby,
Dunce.
Debbie Dunce Dallas.
Mhm.
There you
Dunce,
go.
Dunce Hard.
I'm gonna get you, dunce.
Okay, so we'll have AI write us a Debbie Does Dunce's fake porno script. I think we should we'll do that later on in the show. I'll get the prompts from you guys. We'll make this story together. We'll treat it like Mad Libs, except dirtier. But folks, you can send in your dunce titles all night long. Thank you to Shrebbles08 for bringing us the word of the day. We appreciate that. And that's why Shrebbles08 is #1 in the WCBS Power Rankings. Now, we don't play favorites. It's just based on performance and gauged by YouTube. So if you'd like to see where you rank in the WCBS Power Ranking system, find out. Click on the channel. You might get a title match. If you're the #1 contender, you deserve a shot. So maybe we could do something down the road. We'll have to workshop this off air where like maybe our #1 guy like earns a spot on a special stream. That
You mean
would-
our #1.
Oh yeah. Anytime I can reference that movie, it's a win. So folks, thank you for making WCBS awesome. We're here to entertain you tonight. Let's see. We got all kinds of awesome people. Shout out to Enrique. Shout out to Doofus. Shout out to Just Joe and Drastic Soul 98 Returns. I like that name. Starface Billiards, as well as was that Jim Sterling and a Mankini, and a whole lot more. So, folks, thank you for joining us. Hit that thumbs up button. Let's start tonight's show. Now, before we jump into the sordid world of the F-Files, let's start with a fun story. Now, show of hands, and I know we're all going to raise our hands, who here has at least seen a clip of Stranger Things? Okay. So the show has come and gone, but the show left an impact. Fans loved it. Critics liked it. Last season dropped, and it disappointed a lot of people. But I guarantee you, I have a lady who's more disappointed than anybody over the show. Because there was a woman who thought she was dating Stranger Things star Decree Montgomery before she left her husband and lost $100 or $10,000, and then realizes the truth. So let me read you this story. My mouth's a little dry, excuse me. A woman was left without a husband and down $10,000 after she was duped into believing she was in a romantic relationship with Decree Montgomery. Michaela, a filmmaker from Kentucky, thought she met Decree, who was best known for playing Billy Hargrove in Stranger Things, on an online forum for creatives. The pair really hit it off, and they both opened up to each other about their respective relationships. Ultimately, Michaela was told that Decree had split from his girlfriend and later decided to divorce her husband to be with him. The fake Decree then claimed to be cash following this breakup, and Michaela eventually loaned him a total of $10,000. In light of her growing more and more suspicious about her boyfriend Decree, Michaela contacted Catfish for help, and it was discovered that the man she was talking to wasn't actually Decree Montgomery. Guys, shocker.
I cannot
believe it.
This chain of events unfolded in such a manner.
Yeah, why would somebody impersonate an actor? I mean, to be fair, at least he picked a good one from the movie or the show to pretend to be. And we're in 2026, used to be 2025. It's really easy to find these things out about like who's up to what and being able to check these things. It's like I used to feel bad for people that get catfished. I don't anymore, especially when it's catfished by a famous person that says, "Hey, person I've never met, I'm suddenly interested in you. Let's be friends." And then asks for money. It's like, what I mean, if it's Joey Lawrence, I could believe that because the dude's like hella broke. But whoa, my money's gone.
Whoa, Blossom, I need help. Whoa. That's what you could do. You should impersonate him. Tell him that Blossom took all his money and that she's got the Big Bang Theory money and she's screwing him over and you need help.
That would actually work. People do not do this. It's called fraud.
No.
Don't do this. But it would work if you did somebody like Joey Lawrence and you found some lady that's like 42-ish because they would have been 10 or so when Blossom was a thing. So they would have had the crush on Joey Lawrence and just that would work. See, that'd be believable. Some lady's like, yeah, I got catfished by Joey Lawrence. I'm like, I can believe that. I can believe that 100%. But like anybody who is a known person on TV or movies now probably isn't going to be hitting you up for dates on, WhatsApp.
No.
I got catfished by Bobcat Goldthwait. He promised me a new life. Could you imagine somebody saying that to you?
Bobcat told me he loved me.
With that fucked up voice of his, I just knew he had a heart of gold. Look, I was gonna play a little game. Yeah, man, Police Academy changes a person.
He was married to that hot redhead Nikki Cox.
Was he really?
Yes.
Holy shit, he pulled that off?
Yes, dude.
He's Bobcat Goldthwait. Everybody loves him.
Oh, look, she was a shiksa.
Yeah, so she was hot and she was a redhead. So there you go.
And she wasn't like his mother.
Even in the chat, Nikki Cox, wow, he's batting above his average.
Yeah, dude.
How do you Bobcat Goldthwait? Is he our first
was a Hall of Fame
celebrity of the year? Yeah. Well, let's move on to another story because originally I was going to set this up as which story's real and which story's fake, but they're all crazy, they're all real, and I thought, fuck it, we'll play a game later. So Kendo sent me this next story, and I didn't even I checked the source to make sure it was really posted by the real New York Times.
I thought it was the Babylon Bee.
Me too. You can fake check marks on the internet. We have a check mark because we paid for it.
Fake Dion, what's that fake ESPN account that's like not ESPN or something like that? They post fake ass sports news. Anyway, I thought it was that.
EPSN?
So maybe.
So folks, this comes from the New York Times. From The Athletic, reports have surfaced before the Winter Olympics that alleged ski jumpers are injecting their penises with hydrochloric acid to fly farther. The World Doping Agency has vowed to investigate.
If it'll
we need to get as many goals as we can because Lindsey Vonn just went down. Damn, if you got a poke schmeckle with a little peckle, do it by any means necessary.
Dion, there's videos of Lindsey Vonn out there right now, supposedly after blowing her ACL out in a knee brace, doing all these dynamic exercises, and everybody's calling bullshit on it.
Wait, is she supposed
like
to be?
Beat, so
she hurt herself again?
Yeah, she fucking tore her knee.
She's 40 now, dude.
Well, I know but they've been like hyping her up, and you see these commercials. Lindsey Vonn's return, and she's gone. That's at South Park, and she's gone. That's it. So injecting your penis with some kind of acid to make yourself fly further. If it'll get my bench up to 225, I'll do it.
What doesn't work that I actually bothered to read the article because I'm like, there's no fucking way this is real. And apparently you jab it into your hoo-hoo in order to get it to, swell. So that way you can wear a bigger ski jumpsuit, which apparently the suits are regulated by the Olympic Committee. So you can wear a bigger one and essentially flying squirrel off the ski jump. Because I was like, how would it work? You're cutting out your aerodynamics, but you go off the ski jump and then you're wearing a little bit bigger suit, which helps you glide further. So they're essentially jacking themselves up full of, whatever to make the hog bigger, to wear a bigger suit to flying squirrel on the ski jump.
It's,
retarded.
As long as they're not like elongating their nutsack to use that as a flying squirrel suit.
No, that's what they're going to use for when they get into like the combat sports to be able to have something to use as a weapon.
It's a weapon.
I mean, it's like Randy Marsh, but not as bad.
I love that episode so much.
Yeah, I need some of that shit because I never go off the top rope.
You want some medicinal KFC? I mean, you live in the perfect state for it.
Good old Michigan.
Cheapest in the land. Where on the mitt can you get the best prices? Anywhere on the hand. That should be an ad. Seriously.
I'll say this. I walked into my local provisioning center, and I have like over the last 6 years I've been saving my points because I only go to this one particular one, and it's like Cheers. I don't really go to bars or drink that often anymore, so it's like that's my Cheers. So I go in there and I use some of my points, and I bought a couple 4 pre-rolls for $35, a couple bags of candy, and 2 carts, and I walked out and spent 82 cents.
Nice.
Because I used like 4,000 points. I'm like, it was like retail for like $70 and I spent 82 cents. I'm like, this is the life. This is the good stuff. This is what we fought for. This is what we stormed the beaches of Normandy for right here.
This is the dream that MLK had for us to get perfect deals at our local establishments for
Black
great
History Month.
Yeah, it's like equality and cheap weed for everybody. That's the fucking goal. What more do you need, folks? Equality and cheap weed for everybody. You can't ask for anything more.
I would pay good money if we could get Dion a cameraman for him to walk into his local provision store and demand 50% off for Black History Month. I would just love to see the reaction.
Dion, you might actually, if you talk to the cute biracial girl, she'll give you a deal. The guy, I didn't have enough money that one day, and the guy's like, "Oh, I got the rest covered for you." I'm like, "Thanks." I was like, "Bro," and I just walked out of the store.
You know how
I'd promote them if. Yeah, that girl's cute too. So.
You know how to guarantee he'd get that discount. I'll go with him, and I'll be like, "Now I advise you, if you refuse him this discount, it'll anger us, and you don't want that."
Oh God,
you don't want that.
I love you, Pete. I'm glad you're here tonight.
I have no fucking filter anymore. This is what happens when you get as old. When you're as old as I am, the filter just goes away. That's like at wrestling practice. Like, do this. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, I just have to now. It's like, I don't even want to do that. I'm not doing
By the way, and to close out our penis injection segment, I did ask Grok if this was real, and Grok responds with yes. Reports from Build are covered by the New York Times, BBC, Reuters, and other claims that some ski jumpers are using the acid for temporary penis enlargement. And then they go, Ken to explain the rest. It sounds wild, but it's being taken seriously, says Grok. So I'm glad Grok is the man on the street to let me know what's being taken seriously.
Who would have thought that was a sport that would benefit from injecting your penis with stuff to make it larger? Ski jumping.
Are there other sports that would benefit from injecting your, like, is that going to be a problem at the Super Bowl this year? Like, are they just going to inject it right in and play?
I mean, maybe after the game.
John Madden comes back from the dead. Well, Pat, we've got here at Super Bowl. I don't even know what Super Bowl it is. Super Bowl 60, Pat. And all the players, they've ejected their penises, Pat. Look, I drew it up on the telestrator. See here, look at Drake May. His penis is twice the size, Pat. It's huge. He's got a huge cock, Pat. And let's not even get into some of those linebackers. You know what I mean?
Boom, yes, Pat. John.
Boom. Penis enlargement. Those poor cheerleaders, Pat. They're going to be sore. There's going to be more child support payments than after any other Super Bowl. Pat, back to you. Now to Pam Oliver.
We need to do a commentary where we all get together and we actually record commentary for some real footage. I think we'd have a lot of fun.
It would be ironic if they did do that for the Super Bowl this year, since it's streaming on the cock.
Speaking of the cock, Ruddy, great answer. Amateur wrestling. Nobody wants to grapple a dude with a hard on. The next winter, the Summer Olympics are just dude.
Give each other the old oil change.
Yeah.
Is that a roll of quarters in its sink? Nope, it's penis enlargement injections.
Yeah, I got the acid, the needle right here. You want to share?
Specifically, doesn't that go against the doping rules? Nobody said having a huge cock's going to help you win a wrestling match, but by God, he's going to try.
You would think it'd be more of a hindrance because there would be something to accidentally grab a hold of and get leverage on the guy.
Grab his dick and twisted.
He grabbed his. By God, he grabbed his third leg.
Yeah.
Is that an ankle lot? Never mind.
Ah! Oh no, Kurt Angle twisted.
He'll make your
Bends
penis
backwards,
hurt.
you hear it snap.
I thought I had his leg the whole time. It was his dick.
Somewhere right now, Joey Ryan is very upset that he didn't think of this first.
Goodbye to that guy.
He's a piece of shit. Oh,
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Probably at his local speedway.
Yeah, I think they should fire him. He's only good for his local Sunoco. There you go, Dion. I'll pick a shittier gas station. Actually, you can't get shittier than Speedway. It's kind of the bottom.
Admiral. I'd say.
Hey, it's a respectable franchise now. The glory hole is actually in the door. It's not just splintered wood.
Is that why you stop on 94 on the way down?
Hey, and the reward points. You know what I'm saying? Speed card rewards. You get a lot. You know, get a blowy from Ginger, and you get 5 cents off a gallon.
Yeah,
Ginger's the best, man.
Can you use your rewards points for a blowjob?
Oh, I can't believe
there's red tape for that.
This is probably the most dick intensive talk episode since episode like
69,
65.
Yeah. Oh, is that when Dustin couldn't stop looking at him?
I think it was before that, but it was around the same time when Dut couldn't stop looking at the dicks.
Our friend has a question. Starface says, "Do you think they would shrink their junk to improve their performance? Would they be willing?"
You would think, but apparently it's so they can wear a bigger size suit and get more flap action to glide. Bonnie Blue style.
What he's asking is, would athletes go the opposite route? Like if you were guaranteed to win a gold medal, but you had to lose an inch length and girth, would you do it to win a gold medal?
I mean, as much, perform. No, what you would do is you'd win the gold medal naturally. Then you'd go join like WWE or something like that. Then you would get on the gas because it wouldn't matter if it shrank at that point.
Could you take steroids and use the hyaluronic acid to like balance out the effects so everything just stays the same?
Yeah, it's like Seinfeld. Everything just evens out.
Yeah.
It just evens out.
Clone Geek with the win. Imagine a brothel with reward points.
I would venture to say that they probably have something like that.
I'm gonna write that down because we're gonna write a skit about that.
A brothel with reward.
If you're out here in town, we'll drive to Pahrump and we'll go ask them. Be like, so do you guys have like frequent flyer miles or like a rewards program? Because I guarantee you they have people that go there quite a bit.
Preferred customer discount, reward points. They got like they have like a swipe card for it. It's like, how many points do you have in your card? Oh, I see you have 50,000 points. That's double anal. All right, good job. There we go.
Yes, I've been waiting for a decade. Yeah, we'll instead of doing a cartoon skit, we should just do a recorded skit. We'll have some fun with that. Maybe I'll use programs to turn it into animation. Pucker up. You guys are on a roll tonight. Folks, in the chat, we do have our goals. We'd like to hit those, so thank you very much for making those happen. But if you can't make that happen, at least join the poll. Right now, we have a poll on the channel. Are you watching the Winter Olympics? Yes, no. Sports. Who gives a shit about sports? And currently, no is in the lead with 55%. So
I will watch the hockey, and that's it.
Tomorrow's the opening ceremonies, right?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. It'll be one of those things where I'm laying in bed at like 2 a.m, can't sleep, and I go, hey, I wonder what's going on in curling. And I'll turn on curling, and I'll go, yep. And then I'll fall back to sleep. But the ladies luge. That's my favorite Winter Olympic sport. You guys ever seen the footage of the lady that was like trying to like push so hard she ripped her pants off and then she still did the luge?
No.
Oh yeah.
You've never. I'm gonna send you that. It's hilarious because like the camera's right in her ass too, and it just goes pop. I won't show it on the show, but it's like it was from the Olympic broadcast. It's just like a fail, but it's so fucking funny. Folks, we will talk more about the Super Bowl and sports and wrestling at the end of tonight's show, so stick around the entire time. Now it's time to get into the EP file. Just enough so we don't get a copy strike. I believe it was January 30th. There were over 3 million documents released by the DOJ. And you guys can do a much deeper Google search onto what's in the documents, what's being redacted, what's being taken away. We're here just to give you what our take is, but we want to have a conversation about how you guys feel, because everybody online is talking about the same things. And rightly so. This is one of the biggest stories we've lived through. Like, if this stuff turns out the way it looks and we're assuming, it'll be another historical thing. I think our generation will take the cake for living through the most bullshit events in history. Because, like, yeah, the greatest generation lived through the Depression, but then after the war, they had the greatest boom in economic history, greatest economic boom in American history, and it pushed through for many decades. And the baby boomers benefited from that. And yeah, they're living through that shit too. But, like, this is one of those things where it's like we lived through Columbine, 9/11, the election, the war, the other war, Occupy, this, and now this. It's like I have been so desensitized that nothing surprises me anymore. Like, you could tell me that the world is run by a Tyrannosaurus Rex named Bill. I'd fucking, and you show me that. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, this stuff, all it has done for me is make me realize the world's dark and a lot of bullshit goes on. None of it world class. So that's kind of my whole opinion on the thing. But I wanted to open up the discussion for you guys in the chat, because I'm really interested what people are saying outside of just like memes or regurgitating the same points. So, Dion, you're a level-headed guy. What were your thoughts when you started seeing the stuff that was in this files come out?
Well, first, we were told they didn't exist. And then, you know, everybody now is getting to put their money where they said their mouths were a little bit ago. And a lot of that is not in the way you think. So when it first came out, it's like, oh, this is going to be very big. A lot of people on either side of whatever fight we thought we were in are going to be involved. And sure enough, there are a lot of names on both sides mentioned. And it is, if anything, this whole thing is a great litmus test to as proof of a lot of people were full of shit. And, you know, hey, we said on this show multiple times, listen, if there's one thing in common, everybody loves a little degeneracy, right? And a lot of people that the public thought acted a certain way, said certain things, did certain things. Well, a lot of those people are listed. So we're just going to see what's going to happen, man. A lot of, you know, obviously before January 30th, this was a big deal. And a lot of people claimed that it was a big deal. So if anything, a lot of shit's about to burn down. A lot of stuff's about to burn down. Not just obviously in the United States, but obviously, you know, the people involved across the pond, you know, certain people that are, hey, in positions of power in the upcoming Summer Olympics. So it's a far-reaching thing. A lot of folks who have very big reputations are going to have a lot of questions. And like I said, we're going to see who was all being real and who was all full of shit.
Now, before I get to Kendo and Pete, I saw somebody in the chat say this is all a distraction. Now, I'm being not a dick about this, but like, what would this be a distraction from? I believe other things would be the distraction from this, because this is kind of a damning thing where it's like, you don't want people to look at this. I just don't see what the other thing they're trying to get you to look at. Is it like the riots? Is it the ICE? Like, is that, because I think both are crazy.
Anybody that says this is a distraction is either backtracking, moving the goalposts, or like I said, full of shit. Because again, this was a huge thing that people made a lot of decisions about, right? And either it's a big deal or it isn't. And a lot of people who are implicated said the same thing. And obviously now with the people in certain positions that are supposed to be doing certain things, like I said, we're gonna figure out who's real and who's full of shit. So if people say, well, this is a distraction, what more would this be a distraction for?
Yeah, all my thing is
even if it was, this was supposed to be the thing. So again, you know, people saying it's a distraction. Wake up, son. Wake up.
Oh God. Okay. Somebody in the chat, I got to read the article, kept saying Bob Iger was named in these files. According to InsideTheMagic.com, the Disney dossier, why Bob Iger's name appears in the unsealed Epstein files. Well, I have to read the article. I can't make accusations. But while I look at this, Kendo, Let us know what you think about this, and then when you're done, Pete, chime in, please. I'm gonna.
Yeah, this isn't a distraction. Is a governor and a mayor of a state looking the other way, side-eyeing what is going on, and semi-encouraging rioting to distract from a Leering Center and other places filled with bananas and rice, pillaging the taxpayers for the tune of like $500 million, or $500,000. That's a distraction. To get that in the news, to get that out of the news. This has been here, the giant elephant in the room for a while. So unless there's some kind of weird cabal, well, that's what's in the files. Never mind. Unless there is some kind of crazy, weird entente getting ready to be signed and we're hitting into World War III, then there's not much that this could be a distraction from other than that. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. This is one of those things that it's like, as Nick said, it's more surprising who's not going to be listed in these files as opposed to who is. I mean, freaking NASCAR got touched by these files. The New York Giants got touched by these files. Both sides of the political aisle get touched by these files. The Prince of Norway, that I didn't even know they fucking had one, was touched by these files. The British monarchy, which we already knew because Prince Andrew's name was out there already for a longest time. So they're dealing with it. It's just, like I said, the surprising thing at this point is going to be who doesn't get hit by that. I can say with 100% confidence that the 4 of us and 3 of the 4 world-class bullshitters' names are never going to show up in those files. Can't speak for Nick. He ain't here. But,
yeah,
you know, at the end of the day, it's like, the question is, who isn't going to have this happen to him? So to say that this is a distraction, on top of the fact that there's probably so much more, it's to the point where the Clintons are actually going to answer to their subpoena to testify in front of Congress about this because they know the heat's on them, which I will come out right now. This is just a huge nothing burger. The Clintons did nothing wrong. This is just a way to try to lampoon them and smear their good name. The Clintons have never done anything wrong.
Did you get
I would have
in the mail
voted for him. I would have voted for Bill and Clinton and Hillary Clinton if I would have given the opportunity. Don't ask me about 2016. I didn't. And yeah, so Clintons are 100% clean, and I will hear nothing ever to besmirch their name.
Dude, I voted for Bill Clinton in the 1996 election, and I was 8. So believe me,
that tracks.
We voted for him in our class election in second grade or whenever it was in 1992. But yeah, so this is a giant ball of shit. Yeah. And it's everybody that's gonna, and the only people that I feel are allowed to sling any mud are people that will never or have never going to show up in any of these files. Us. So that's why we can throw shit at people, because you ain't gonna find our names in there.
What if you found out that like somebody connected was like a huge fan of like the Ollie's toy videos? I just canceled the video series right there. Sorry, guys.
I mean, we knew that Bill Gates, we knew that Bill Gates was apparently a dirty bird, and this is
that was the craziest one.
And apparently he's got or something along those lines.
Yep.
Well, his wife dumped his ass last year. They got a divorce because she said of the connection to the Epstein stuff, and you're like, okay. And then you read the article about how he got an STD from a Russian lady, and then he gave it to his wife, and then tried to secretly give her antibiotics. That was the minute I went and realized, oh, this is what this all is. Like, I was never confused, but they make it sound, some people make it sound even crazier than it is, and it's really crazy. And you're just like, hold on. But then you start to see what the context is. You go, oh, this is how, oh my God. And you get like a slice into how these people think. And I was like, Bill Gates, I thought you sucked for many reasons. I'm not surprised, but man, what a nasty move. I'm glad his wife dumped his ass.
Yeah. I look at this entire thing and I have the same outlook on it. Just let it all burn. The entire thing, burn it to the ground, both sides, top to bottom. I don't care. If you're in any way complicit in any of the things that are alleged, and I have to say alleged, but that are in these documents, then you're the worst kind of human being on earth. It's the things are just disgusting. I've watched so many of these documentaries on Epstein himself, and there's the rumors that he's not dead now. You know, they swapped him, which honestly at this point, if he works for the agency that we're not supposed to talk about from the country that we can't name, then I mean, would that really be a surprise to anybody?
No.
I mean, and the way that he was connected to all of these, you think about the sheer amount of powerful people that one man who wasn't even that highly educated, he was just street smart, and he was intelligent, but he didn't he didn't go to like university or, you know, like that. But he got like all these awards and stuff, and he's connected to all these world leaders and these, you know, titans of industry. And it was basically all a blackmail scheme. At the end of the day, that's what it was: human trafficking and blackmail. So to see, these names of all these celebrities who want to get on their moral soapboxes and lecture us plebs about morality and what's right and what's wrong. It makes me laugh to see how many social media accounts got deleted. Looking right at you, Jay-Z.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was involved.
Yeah, Jay-Z, Pusha T. Yeah. Oh, top of the world there, Jay-Z. How's that Empire State of Mind treating you now, huh? Not too good, bud. Not too good. You're pretty much federally fucked. Just like the rest of these monsters. And it's funny that everything that was a conspiracy theory 10 to 15 years ago, what do you know? Now we're not so crazy. I love that I can literally look back and go back and see and remember getting mocked for saying things, and it's like, well, you're just crazy. You're a right wing conspiracy theorist. You know who was one of? I absolutely am. I just embrace it now. You know, one of the funniest things was one of the world leaders who was not named anywhere in this, and he's always painted as the bad guy. That evil man from Russia, Vladimir Putin. He wasn't named anywhere in this. And again, the whole Russia thing was a hoax, which is funny. But yeah, that's
the danger. That's the danger, is the million in with the other stuff, right? So, you know, that's the other side of it, right? Is people that you will use little bits of truth to spin into that. Now, for sure, you know, there's a lot of things that can with hindsight being 2020. But you saying that while specifically not mentioning how part of it was a fucking KGB honeypot is, you know what I mean? Like,
fair enough. Absolutely.
This is now true, and that's how they got motherfuckers in the first place, right? So you know, think macro. This is, you know, the realization that, you know, the big reminder is it is the elites, and then there's the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and before, you know, if you're gonna people that want to use the monocle of clarity, you know, the other thing that people were saying was, yo, all this shit is manufactured to get you to say wild shit to distract from the shit that we are looking into, right?
And so, you know what? That's not crazy.
The fact that KGB honeypot should be, you know, that's wild. That's wild. On top, you know, multiple world leaders, people on the Olympic committee, like, you know, it's the game of you know, tinfoil shit. That's the other thing. That part is dead, right? Like, this is the real deal. This is the real deal, son. You know, the fact that the whole culture war was a part of it.
That's what I was just about to bring up. That shit.
Yep.
All of this shit, like the manufactured outrage shit, is part of it too. It didn't make sense after a while.
Yeah,
so I was like, why are they doing these things?
Yep.
Well, it's Marxist. Yep. It's Marxist propaganda. It's divide and conquer. And the way you divide is
even Marxist, son. It is the motherfuckers with way bigger bank accounts than you. You know, the Marxist thing is that's part of it. There's a reason why, you know.
But it's a textbook. It's a textbook Marxist tactic.
It ain't about Marxism, son. It's the dudes that they can afford. to have someone snatch your ass up and fly you off to an island somewhere and do stuff to you.
Aren't you glad we're not relevant?
It's about Marxism, son. It's about
But aren't
people
you
who
guys
can
glad
afford
we're
to
not
do
relevant
whatever
enough
the
or
fuck
pretty
they
enough
want
to get
with whomever
abducted by
they
these
want.
people?
But
Yes, I think that every day.
No, I don't think let me clarify. I don't think the entire Epstein thing, I'm not saying that, but the culture war part of it, that is a tactic used to divide and conquer, which is a Marxist tactic. Now, the other stuff, yeah, that's your elites doing their
invasion tactics. That ain't just
yeah,
Marxism. That's war, son. That's that real deal historical shit that you read about from societies thousands of years ago. The divide and conquer of the classes thing, especially with, nowadays it's the internet, right? Like, Disney getting caught buying bot accounts was something we talked about during Star Wars, but of course, people didn't want to, they wouldn't do that shit. And we've got the freaking president of Disney's mentioned. You know what I mean? If they're doing this shit for movies, what do you think they're doing when they are, itching for some pretty people? You know what I mean? It's that shit is wild.
Have you guys seen the people trying to make excuses for the actions? Like a lot of these extreme commentators are like, well, the age of this, or it's not that big a deal. Like, I have seen way too many people try to make excuses for this shit, and I
just on Rogan show.
That was the fucking one that pissed me off. I don't watch him every day. I don't watch him every week, dude. But that Michael Benz guy that he had on, and then I read into him, and I'm just like, I don't ever want people to just agree with me just to agree with me. If you agree with what I'm saying, cool. If you don't, tell me. I don't get offended. I'm not weak like that at all. But I just couldn't believe that people were trying to make excuses and pacify this shit. And I'm just like, are you all connected too? What's going on? Because you're finding out it's just a series of dominoes. It's not right or left. It's literally everybody that can't afford to live above a certain line. You're in this. And here's the thing too. You could be making 190 grand a year. You might be a fucking millionaire, but you're not a billionaire. You're not Elon Musk. You're not in that camp. And it makes me, I always question why people would champion rich people just because they're rich. Like in the comic book world, Tony Stark is beloved because he's rich and a philanthropist. In the real world, people are having pissing contests like high schoolers, and that's fine. But it goes to show you that the mentality of the people that have the power are fucking dumb. I don't care how you want to vote. Like, these people are just fucking dangerous and stupid and can't be, I don't know, they can't control themselves. And I just don't know why, like, the Rogan experience or this one guy was wearing an Epstein sweater in one of these videos I saw that was referencing something else. And they're like, oh, it's not that big a deal. I'm like, he kept calling white people the N-word. I'm like, who the fuck is this? I was like, who is this? And why is this in my feed? It's been so bizarre, but not bizarre. It's like, basically it's They Live. And you know what happened? I went over, I saw this shit, I put these on, and I went, oh, okay. All right, that's how shit works. But we already kind of knew it. This is just a little more confirmation. And I got to say, I'm so disappointed in just how everything's shaken out. I don't take big political platitudes. I'm a person, and I'm fucking disappointed that this is how this operates. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
And they're all on the same side.
As an individual,
that bullshit was just that.
As an individual that is staunchly in the middle class, but does have a good friend that is a simp for billionaires that I found out the other day. So it's essentially, we have found out that there is this group up here, and then there's all the rest of us. And to Pete's point, the culture war thing as a divide tactic is essentially to get us so wound up about there is a black chick in the Odyssey movie. We should get all worked up over that. We're distracted from what's going on with them. So it's kind of like when, the parents buy you the toddler a shiny little toy and throw it over there to him to get him to play with that. So mommy and daddy can go have some little under the blanket tickle time. So that's where we're at. We are the child. They are just throwing stuff at us to keep us busy while they keep figuring out ways to pin us down, I guess, or just keep us, bread and circus time.
Are they going to eat us next?
Well, according to some of the rumor,
I know
coming out of that, that
was a part of some early Weird Deal stuff.
So what? Oh, I'm going to read the Bob
Yeah,
Iger stuff in a second,
that-
but let me ask you the
that's
bigger question.
That's people need to remember, man. Like,
what are they going to do? Like, what are we going to do now? Let's say the ball's in our court is the people, not just the American people, but just your average, like real people, not the 1% of the 1%. Like, do we just keep moving forward like nothing happened? Or is it kind of like the end of one of those fucked up movies where like the truth comes out, but there's nothing you can really do about it. And you just, the story ends in the movie. In our life, it's like, well, I got to get up and go to work tomorrow. And then you got to do this. And everything else just keeps falling apart. Like,
for us, that's the story because we don't really have the power to do anything about it. I mean, we
Yep.
could go on a one-man crusade, but then we'll just end up in jail and it'll get us absolutely nowhere. And, the camera will turn off at the appropriate time for us to get, one in the ribs. So it won't really matter there. My big takeaway from the whole thing, it doesn't matter whose name is in it. It doesn't matter whose picture is taken doing what. They will find possibly a fall guy. That will be the one to take all the heat, and nobody else will reap any consequences. It'll be like, look, we'll sacrifice this. This was fake. This didn't really happen. But then Ghislaine Maxwell goes to prison for trafficking nobody to no one or something like that. That didn't make any sense. But I feel like we'll put her in jail, and that will get everybody to stop. And then people didn't stop. They kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And it's going to get to the point where, like a certain producer for Miramax, they threw him in the slammer thinking this will get it to stop. People will stop talking about it. People will stop talking about it. It didn't work, so they threw something else out there to get us all worked up. And at the end of the day, none of the people of consequence are going to face any consequences because there is different rules when you have that many zeros in your bank account.
Yeah, they look at us like useless eaters, basically. It's the what's that movie, The Time Traveler? The Eloy and the Morlock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Dion,
Yeah.
Jeff, where they lure them underground when they. That's basically them and us. We're just the cattle being led to slaughter at their whim. Yeah, because they don't operate under morality like we do. Like, we all adhere to the rules of a polite society, and that's what society is based on, is just social mores and folkways that tell us, hey, when you're in public and you see another human being, don't be a piece of shit. Like, that's all you have to do. That's literally all you have to do. Maybe a nod of acknowledgement, a smile in passing, and you go about your fucking day. That's all you have to do. But they look at us like we're just little pawns on their fucking chessboard, which is the entire fucking world. And we're to be moved about and played with at their whim. And when they're tired of us here, then they'll be like, okay, well, what do we have over here going on? All right, yeah, we need to go occupy. There's a my favorite is the natural disasters. I believe it was, I want to say, was it Haiti or Ethiopia? There's a reserve of, I can't remember what natural mineral it was. This was years ago, but they had the big earthquake there. And the U.S.
That would be
Haiti, thank you. So the U.S. went in with all this relief, and what you don't hear on the back end of all that human aid is we get a 50-year license to occupy and strip mine the resources from the land. So yeah, that shake of the hand always comes with a knife in the back of the recipient of our help. So that's the elites, though. It's like, what do we need? We need these resources. Okay, where do we get them? We can get them here. All right, so we can take advantage of this. This happened here. And that's all they do. It's basically eyes wide shut in real life. I don't want to say a lot about like in-depth shit about the depravity and the things that were done.
Of course, yeah, we're just going to keep it surface.
Yeah, but they're very ritualistic, and that's what makes it all the more disturbing, is that Mr. Epstein apparently took up residence at the Vatican allegedly at one point, which is fucking, my God. Okay, but let me just put that in context for you. I teach at a Catholic school.
I went to a Catholic school.
Yeah, that's just disturbing. But all the things that have come out about the Vatican and the Catholic Church, and knowing what we know about what happened with all the priests and stuff in the 80s and 90s, that when it really started to come, this runs through everything. This is not just one isolated issue. It's a plague, basically is what we have here. And it's spread across, it's all intrusive. That's it. It's everywhere.
Do you think enough people could take this information and make it that it changes their worldview and people just start acting differently? Do you think there could be some sort of, people that are calling for the accountability? Could the voices get too loud? Or do you think we're already on that page and it's just it's futile at this point?
Based on what I've seen on my timeline, it's been a lot of, see, I told you he was in it. I told you he was in it. No, see, I told you. We're still...
Stop fucking fighting over this shit. They both, everybody that you're accusing or loving or whatever, they all hate you. They'll throw you to the fire for fun.
Yep.
They go off on these random ass weekends where they do allegedly horrible things and people go missing. Oh, you'll never be found under the golf course. All this other shit you read and hear about. You're like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
So, stop simping for anybody. Don't simp for a fucking company. Don't simp for anything. Like if you're
billionaires.
Don't simp for a billionaire or $1 billion company. Like I see all these people simp for these video game companies, but it's so great that we get to pay for the DLC that we have to then earn. Like fuck off. And it's the same mentality. It's like speak with your wallet or just speak in general. Don't roll over and don't fight amongst each other. It's the dumbest shit. It's like, I get it. You might be so offended about what's going on in Minneapolis or whatever. That's your right. Do that. We're not getting into those politics, but don't let other shit deter you from actually figuring out like, hey, there's a bigger enemy here. I hate to make this comparison, but we are living, and this is terrible. This is Spider-Man 3, okay? And this is the scene where Harry looks at Peter and goes, there are bigger things here than me and you. Mary Jane needs our help. There are bigger things here than infighting on the internet. Swallow your pride and look at the big picture. That's what I want to see people doing, because this is like the end of the movie where it's like, you see how it goes. Come on, people, let's do something. Don't let this be Rocky 1 where we just went the distance and lost. Make it be Rocky 2. Let's win the fucking belt and let's change shit. Maybe I'm too optimistic. Maybe I'm too positive, but I still want to see a good outcome. That's all I'm going to say. Anything else you guys want to add? Sorry, that was my positivity rant.
You're good. I mean, listen, my thing is real simple, right? Like I said before, the people who talk a big game, whether it be online or whatever, now's your chance, right? The best, especially for situations like this, is, hey, the best thing to do is to spring the trap, right? Like if you walk around and you buy fucking American flag t-shirts and put that shit on, or you have a fucking don't tread on me fucking flag in your room that you make sure you get caught on the fucking camera, or you say, well, I'll fucking stand up for my neighbor. Now's the time to do it, right?
Do it.
Like take your ass to the voting booth and prove to them like, hey, we all did our part. This shit's not changing. And we go from there. If you see some wild shit, especially, hey, whatever bullshit you said that you believe in, and you see some shit happening, that whole, look out for my neighbor shit, fucking do it. You know what I mean? Like now's the time, everybody talked a lot for the last 10 years, a lot of motherfuckers, and talked a lot of game. Now's your chance. I say it all, not just obviously, when I'm talking shit to somebody, but now's your chance. Now's your chance. We got shit coming up. If you believe in all that bullshit, if you're one of those people that, hey man, I love Rocky 4. If I can change, you can change. Now's the fucking chance. Now's the fucking time. Get your ass out and vote. If some shit don't look right, you see something, say something. You care about this whole don't tread on me and my neighbors and I love my family, and you put all this bullshit in your bio on fucking Instagram, fucking do that shit. Do that shit, because if anything, again, like we said, this is foolproof. It is us versus them. Us versus them. If you still getting on the internet and you catch yourself getting into a motherfucking argument with a fucking troll account, that's part of them. That's a piece of them. Don't say, oh, I don't believe in shit. I didn't go vote. I don't want to hear your motherfucking mouth. Get your ass out and do what you claim that you were going to do. That's the only way, because, newsflash assholes, a lot of them got a lot of power and a lot of money, and like a lot of that shit from us. So if you talk the talk, now put your fucking boots on, and if you claim to be a bad boy, you claim to believe in all this bullshit, now's the time to prove it, because pretty soon the window's gonna be closed for good. Goddamn it!
You think we're gonna see any activists speak up, or do you think they're in that class where they're like, oh, I don't?
They're in that class.
They're in the class.
It depends. Yeah. A lot of them won't. A bunch of them won't. I mean, even lately, there are a lot of people speaking to our boy Uncle Toe Rogan, he Mr. Free Speech had Alex Jones on there. The episode where they talked about this shit mysteriously got deleted.
Wait, it did?
A lot of people are gonna turn the ground. A lot of famous people who said a lot of bullshit are gonna run the ground. So, I wouldn't bet that you're gonna see some actor or some company person, but I think, depending on the length of time it takes our supposed Justice Department to do anything, you're gonna see some eggs break. You're gonna see some people break away because they're gonna be implicated, or they're gonna realize that they're the fucking stooge. Those people are gonna move first, and then you might see some of that other stuff.
Now, a lot of this is image as well, in terms of like how people are seeing how they want to protect it. And I'm using this as a transition. Did you guys see the videos of Epstein being interviewed about how to rehabilitate his image, and how all these like big names are like, here's what we do. We want to go for philanthropy. Don't worry about your past. We're going to sell you as this. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, there is, and if you're going to be like, well, it's AI generated. Is it though? I don't think that's fake. Any of that shit's fake.
That's a level of.
Well, one of them was an interview with 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what? I thought it was just Roger
Stone. We're going to get a lot of lost media is going to pop up. I believe that for damn sure. A lot of these interviews that corporate media shelved, a lot of these comments made by people that got caught on hot mics and shit. I think we're going to get a lot of that released magically, slowly, before we have any people putting faces to names. But if anything, that interview that he had where he's talking about, well, do you think that you're evil? And he's like, well, I got a good mirror. It's like, we're going to see a lot more of this shit, especially people who apparently had a lot invested with him, So yeah, a lot more of those interviews are going to pop up. That's for damn sure.
Kendo, Pete, anything you want to say about the footage or the files or anything? I mean, there's so much.
Conspiracy theories always keep getting proven right lately, and that's not a good thing.
So wait, the Earth is flat?
No, not that one.
Okay, thank you.
That's a retarded theory. That's different.
I know.
But I mean, the only thing is, like, Dion's right. We need to, as a society, come together and do something to fix this. The only problem is the majority of the people that go to pull them levers in them voting booths are putting the same motherfuckers back in.
Yep.
And until we can get rid of the whole cabal,
the motherfuckers who didn't vote, who talked a lot of shit, and listen, we all know somebody who did it. The people who, the system don't work, blah, 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 blah. They're going to, those are the ones that are going to have to wake up too, because the people who are going to vote a certain way are going to vote a certain way. A lot of this should happen because, we're part of a generation that votes the least, and a lot of our folks, particularly mine, my parents were from the silent generation and the baby boomer generation. They're fucking dead, right? So a lot of people who we're talking in vain of that, like I said, we're not going to know until we all come together. So people who didn't vote, who talked a lot of shit, I don't want to hear nothing outside your motherfucking mouth. Get your ass out and go vote, because we can't prove that it's all bullshit until we can all say, hey, we all did this thing. What the fuck's happening? What I mean?
Dion, while I don't agree with people, I do want people to get invested, and I want people to take power back, and I want people to do stuff, but I do think that this has showed that you can't vote this away. This is but
we don't know that. We don't know that.
Okay, here's the thing, though. I firmly believe this shows you that we all live in this glass box, and it's a terrarium. And everybody that's in this group, we are stuck in the terrarium, looking out at them, looking at us in. And we can vote. We can build a human wall to climb over that terrarium. Maybe one dude gets out, but he's going to get squashed. Now, that's not me being defeatist. I look at it as we need to come up with another way around the system. I'm not saying I'm not calling for any kind of shit, because they'll try to put words in people's mouths, but I do think that it needs to go beyond like that. I think it needs to be something that
we ain't going to get to that until people realize that that's the only, what I mean? Like, these things happen, historically, certain shit has to happen, right? So, sadly, humans as a race, shit don't happen until, things get real bad. Now, luckily, we're not necessarily there yet. The only reason I say the voting thing is because, there are, a lot of these people who are in the files all claim to believe in the system and the country and the thing. So you have to put their feet to the fire to where they're forced to go in the opposite direction of what they've been telling us. That's the only reason. I don't mean like that's going to be the thing that saves the day, but a lot of people that you agree with, that you don't agree with, they all say the same thing. Well, I believe in America and I believe in our system, blah, 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 blah. You have to force them to go in opposition of that. You have to force them to prove without a shadow of doubt that they never believed in it. And then, whether it works or not, that's when it's like, okay, now we got to go over the wall because we played by the rules. Once we prove the rules ain't working, that's what, this ain't enough, clearly, right? Because we've got people defending and doing all this shit. That's the only reason I bring up the voting thing is you have to prove that they never believed in the system in the first place. And the only way to do that is to collectively, everybody, hey, put your fucking money where your mouth is. If it's just for the once or the twice, once they've proven that, hey, we never believed in that shit, then collectively we can all say, oh yeah, these motherfuckers that believe in it, oh yeah, there's way more of us. That's the only way that all the fucking regular people are going to snap out of this bullshit and actually start working together. That's the only reason I bring up the voting.
Do you think that we will live to see the change?
I do, because the internet's one of the reasons why this happens is because of the internet, and I don't think it's going to happen, within the next, maybe after the next 5 years, but we're going to know a lot coming up. Like, hey, midterms are coming up. We're going to know a lot by then. That's November of this year, right? So people who don't want to give up power democratically ain't going to let you have a democratic thing. You know what I mean? That's one of the best ways, at least within the last in the 20th century, is when you start seeing people trying to actually cook votes. So yeah, I think we will see the change because the internet is something that they don't know what the internet is. We saw that when the Zuck went to the Senate hearing and they're asking goofy ass questions about passwords and shit. These people who are controlling things with money, they don't know how the fucking internet works. And that's a huge, it's a big reason why a lot of governments were trying to go after the internet through legislation in the past year, right? Because if they can't control the internet, they're just going to restrict our way to get to it. So yeah, I think we will see it because they don't know how the future works.
Fair point.
So here's what I'm hearing. Dion is launching a grassroots presidential campaign. He is qualified. He was born here. He's a citizen. He is over 35 years old. I don't know about all that shit. I do. And so we are, all you people in the chat, you need to launch a campaign to get Dion to be platformed so that he can become the president. And then he can go wave his magical wand and show that it can all be voted out.
I know an excellent campaign manager.
See?
Hey, Dion, you need a vice president that will whoop some ass. I'm here because I got a lot of complaints about the world right now.
My man.
I will yell at people until they're afraid. They're like, oh God, okay, well listen. Because I'm pissed. I just want to real quick before we go into any deeper stuff, I just want to thank the chat for being really cool and civil. We don't jump into politics like regular stuff, but this is one of those issues that's beyond like so-and-so made a comment about the president or so-and-so's telling people to do this. This is something that's like, holy shit, the world's changing again. And we're all involved with this. So thanks to everybody for being cool. I'm reading your chats. I'm paying attention. I'm trying to put stuff on screen for everybody because we do care about what your take is on this. We're more than just, hey, let's talk about Star Wars or some other dumb shit. So thanks for being excellent, folks. I appreciate that. Back to you guys. Anything else you'd like to add?
Pete.
Right. Well, look, we can't bring any new information to light. We're not that kind of a channel. All I can tell people is if you're looking at stuff, this is what I always do for myself. This isn't advice, but personally, I always vet my sources. Like if I'm listening to one person that clearly has a view and I didn't realize it until I'm deep in the video, I make sure I find another person with the opposite view and I try to look at the Venn diagram that crosses over because I'm not looking for anybody's political opinions on any of this shit. All I personally want is to see what's coming out, who's involved, and then I will decide based on stuff. Like I don't need a political commentator to filter anything for me. And if I can say this directly to you guys, always make your own decisions. Just make your own decisions. Don't worry about what so-and-so said or some lifestyle guy or some bullshit like that because everybody's just in it for the money. So do what's best for you guys, but always think for yourself. End of rant. We have a great question, though. Who are you guys casting in the Epstein movie? Now, Kevin Spacey last week said he would play Epstein in the movie. Did you guys see this?
I did just put up
Oh my god, that's not a good look for him.
Are you worried
Not
that's not a good look amongst the other things?
That's what I was gonna say. With everything else, I mean, is that really what you want to do, Kevin? Like,
Jeff, did you see those movie posters I sent you of Epstein movie starring Kevin Spacey?
Maybe I did. Hold on. Maybe that's
Or no.
information.
Yeah, there's one. There's one. You know, go to our chat because I made two actually. I made Kevin Spacey as Epstein and Kevin Spacey starring as Gacy.
I would watch Kevin Spacey as Gacy. It just rolls off the tongue, you know?
Yeah.
Kendo, by the way, I'm flipping through the chat. I'm still surprised that people don't know basic math and spelling, but they know who David Koresh is. Just putting that out there.
Dude, I I'll tell this story because it's very lighthearted and funny. So this morning, I'm doing my outreach that I do daily to the youths of America, and one of the kids was wearing this shirt, and I had to take a double take at him. Like, that looks like David Koresh on a shirt. And so, like, they're working on something. I'm looking, and it says "One Last Koresh," and it's a picture of David Koresh, and it's got the hands over it like such with the skeleton fingers that look like a Misfits logo. And I was like, dude, is that a David Koresh shirt? And it even said like Waco, Texas on there. And it's funny because so he's like, it's a Misfits shirt. I'm like, okay, no, it's not, because the song is "One Last Caress." And that is not the Misfits guy. That the skeleton fingers are the wrong color. But I get the crossover that whoever made this shirt was going for. I found it on the internet, sent it to the guys. Long story short, I got to tell my kids in my first period all about the wonderful world of the 90s. Government sieges at various different places like Ruby Ridge and Waco, Texas, and Oklahoma City bombing and all this wonderful stuff, and the original World Trade Center bombing. And they got a mind blown on that. And then they got talking. One kid asked about wild commercials, to which I said, the 80s and the 90s had some really awesome commercials. In fact, the Taco Bell commercial that used to be on all the time had one of the original taglines that you can't use anymore. And they're like, what was it? I was like, Taco Bell has your order, make a run for the border. And they're like, oh my God. And I was like, and if you watch the commercial, the song was on there that these two guys like going through the Wild West trying to get to the border. And it was like, you got to hop and jump and run and get across it. And I'm like, there's a reason why that campaign died in about 1994. And we got Yo Quiero Taco Bell.
Dude,
yeah,
my mom still says that if I ever mention Taco Bell, she goes, you want to make a run for the border? I'm like, yes, I do. Like, that's still alive in this house.
It's funny because the kids were like mind blown. Like that, they're like, that's racist. I'm like, yeah, you can take it that way. Yes. However, back when Taco Bell became a thing, they were the Mexican food alternative to the fast food. And so when people wanted to get out and experience a taste of Mexico, they would go to Taco Bell, and Taco Bell is nothing close to Mexican food, which is even funnier. But you know what? It hits the spot, especially when you've been drinking and you're just like, I just could crush a bunch of tacos and a steak burrito right now. It used to be cheap as well, too.
Dude, I went to Taco Bell for me, it was $14.98 for 3 items.
Damn.
A breakfast crunch wrap, a breakfast burrito, and 1 cheesy roll-up.
Yeah.
Nick knows
13
how
or
much
14 bucks every time I go, too.
At Taco Bell. Him and Dan went that one night, and my order was like $32.
Yeah.
I watched Dan get $50 worth of tacos.
I eat like a fucking
that
hog.
shit adds up fast.
Especially when you're drinking, like that is like, because that was like the closest one to my house. So we'd be having a fire. It's like, I want to get Taco Bell. Then we just learned how to make the crunch wraps at home. So it's way better. Because my wife can make them like perfect. Like,
it's dangerous though when you can figure out how to make restaurant food at home, because I got these Auntie Anne pretzels, and I'm like, oh man, these taste just like the place because they come with this butter and shit. And I find myself eating way too many pretzels these days because it's like I don't have to go to the fucking mall. I don't have to wait in line. I don't have to have somebody sneeze in the dough. No, I just have it at home. It's great. Fuck, and I like going out too. I'm not a homebody. We have some super chats that have rolled in. Thank you very much, folks, for helping us reach our goal. Or not, sorry, we're not there yet, but helping us move towards the goal. You guys can see what the goal is in the World Class Bullshitters YouTube chat. We appreciate you guys, no matter what you do, as long as you're here. Star Trek: The Wrath of Dunces. After crashing the Enterprise into a special needs school during a drunken birthday party, Captain Kirk and Spock are ordered to perform community service classes to avoid jail time. That comes from Jim Sterling and a Mankini. Holy shit, that's good.
That is wild. That is wild.
So I've been making these Star Trek videos and people are really liking them, but it's making me watch Star Trek more. So Dion, I've gone down on Paramount Plus, they got a thing that's like the 10 best episodes of the original series. And I went through that whole list, and now I'm thinking, do I go back and rewatch that show? Because, it's not like what people think. Because I remember growing up in the 90s, people were like, Star Trek's so nerdy and lame. And then you watch it as an adult, you're like, oh, this actually has some good shit that's in it. Like, really good stuff. And it's interesting to see what 50 years ago thought the future would be versus what it is. Like, I think that and the Twilight Zone are very important shows beyond just their entertainment value. They got a deeper message, and it's not a divisive message. It's just, this is what we thought the future would be. Is it that way? And a lot of times, the Twilight Zone gets it right. Even the crazier shit, like outside of To Serve Man, but like, the obsolete man about the only guy that that reads books and it's a crime, like that kind of shit in 1984 and the stuff we always talked about is Orwellian and never going to happen. It's kind of here. And that's why I love those.
Yeah.
Shows.
I do. There was a thing I saw the other day about like the current Generation Z is like the least book reading generation ever. Like they're reading way less books than we read, and we read less than before us. So it's like, I can see that.
But you know what, Kendo? The four of us and Nick, we got to include Nick because he's
no, we don't.
in arms.
He still technically works here.
Yeah. Here's what we're gonna do though. This next generation that's stupid, we're going to just make money off of them. Like everyone that says like the millennials are fucked. No. What the business plan is, and I'm giving you some free advice here. You hold it out, you wait. And then when they have more spending money, you just make stupid shit that's stupidly expensive. And then you can retire. You may be in your 50s when you're finally making some real money, but there's an entire generation of people that don't know shit. So if you tell them like, hey, my name is Ted, but I go by the name Dr. Seuss. Here's my book, The Grinch. You might be able to sell a bunch of copies because most people are fucking dumb these days. So,
or we could just sell golden toilet trinkets with 6-7 on the top of it, and we.
Hey, that might work.
I'm already doing it.
Like skibbity 6-7, kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at my resonator.
Hold on. Should we make the Resonator as a comic book, like a fuckboy that looks like Bill Skarsgård?
Yes.
I'm writing it down.
Dude, let's get on the ground floor of this shit now. Fucking,
yes.
You have the Resonator, you have the Ohio Man. It's like Florida Man, but it's Ohio Man. So write that down. Instead of Skibbity, we can't rip off Skibbity. Well, we could because that's just a fucking nonsense word, right?
Yeah. Skibbity toilet's the copywritten thing.
So right. We got Skibbity Dibbity guy. You got twin heroes 6 and 7. We could just create this complete. In our term, it'll be the retard verse.
But we'll sell it to them as the Rizzaverse. Well, no, I like the Rippaverse. I don't want to sound like I'm ripping off them, but there's something. We'll come with the Skibbity verse or some dumb shit. We'll figure it out.
The 67th dimension.
Yes. And let's just fuck with these people. There's money to be made. They'll be webcomics only. $10 a pop.
And I will keep my finger on that pulse with the Utes, and I will get you every silly shit they come up with. And be like, here you go, put it in there you go, another comic, and we'll be able to ship them out a whole new door.
Yeah, I love that riff.
I hear 6-7 so much when I teach because I teach elementary school. It's like, oh my god, stop. Like we
had a parent teacher call because D2 hates it so much.
Oh, he hates 6-7?
Yeah.
That kid is getting an extra gift. You tell me when I come to visit what he's into. I'm taking him to Walmart or Meijer and I'm buying him a toy.
Yep. Does he play Fortnite? I'll send him some V-Bucks or something for that shit. That's that young man. You raised him right.
Yeah.
You gotta get
teacher was all they knew that the 6-7 thing bothered him, and then he just lost his cool about it.
Did he hit him 6-7 times?
Sadly, no. But he held his composure to up. He was up at level 6 or 7. You know what I'm saying? So he gets the points from the old man.
Our friend Overkill161 says in 2028, I predict Dion will become Disney CEO and create the magical world of my black ass. Number 40.
Listen, I'm only working with my bullshitters, my four homies. You know what I mean? You know,
And Pete,
I'm not, that's a company asset.
Thanks,
If Disney
Kendall.
wants a piece of that, they gotta pay us what
Now-
they owe us.
Now, Dion, I love you even more now than ever, so I appreciate you, brother. Maybe there's an episode of the Terminegro where he goes into an alternate reality and runs into the Resonator and Ohio Man and Skibbity Bibbity and Heroes.
the seventh dimension.
Kendo, never mind. I'm not gonna fucking actually. I'm just gonna write this one down. I got an idea
That's the
for
crossover.
Heroes.
Instead of Duck Dodgers in the 25th and a half century, it's Terminegro in the 67th and a half century.
He can vote here. Sorry, I had an idea for our villains, the 6 and 7 kids. I just had to draw the visual because I don't want to forget this. The thing is, I got some time this weekend between.
They beat the good guys by just driving them insane with fucking 6-7, and then they pick them up and they juggle them.
Oh,
And somehow Lorenzo Ball shows up.
you guys
Or
are
Lamar
way,
Ball.
you guys are way nicer. I was just gonna have it end with the Terminator shooting all these people in the head. It'd
Well, I
just
mean,
be
that's how that side issue will end. But
Right.
since there's 67 dimensions, they can move into a different one.
For the original
Wait.
theatrical run.
So
Yeah.
is it now Terminegro in the 67 dimensions of bullshit? Is that his new is that the second series of books where
That's
we
the
have
crossover,
Terminator-
so we could sell several.
Okay. I will get this rolling and then I will just throw my social life away and we will turn the Terminegro into a household name.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Let's see. You wanted a button number 440 did not kill himself, please. Well, first off, since you mentioned somebody who didn't kill themselves.
I'm not getting tired of that.
Austin,
It's
dude,
still great.
in our private chat, you can download the video directly.
Dude, yes.
Feel free to do whatever you want with it.
Yes.
I'm definitely going to do more with it. I might even make it just a short, like every time somebody talks about it. And then so,
By the way, folks listening at home, before we push that button, all four of us are completely sound, body and mind, and have
Yep.
no interest at all in self-harm. We all live four magically charmed lives. Deep.
Mhm.
Nick is the 5th
We're all
one.
friends.
We're all friends.
One
We
turn
all
on
get
one another,
along.
grab each
We
other
like
back.
each other. We have happy, wonderful existences and do not want it to end anytime soon.
Nope.
yeah,
Right,
life is good,
He
man.
and his wife are one of our
Justin-
favorite couples. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we've all spent time together. It would be very
Yep.
weird, if there was a cover up, or
One of us just happened to walk in front of a bus. That
Yeah.
would not happen on purpose.
Revenge me, Hemp Knight. Oh, that was for an audience one too. All right. Here's the button you requested. You wanted a number 40. Well, I got to go back into the archives for a number 40 because we like to do things old school here on the channel. So here is a number 40 right here.
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
Oh my gosh! Oh, we have just seen.
Thank you for reminding me. Dion and I need to do some parlay chat before
Yes.
Sunday.
Yep,
We're going to
yep,
do a
yep.
sane one, and then we're going to be shooting for the fucking retirement moon.
Yes.
With
Right.
Me
I
and
need to
my tag partner recreated that handshake, and we got asked to do an interview, like in gimmick. So we had to make up a story on the fly about how we met, and it was like we got up across the bar, we shook hands. It was like bah! The world shook, and we like did the handshake in the freaking interview. It was like it was just funny. I'm stupid. It was funny.
Dude,
It's like to me that was funny. I'm like, it was on the fly too. He got up and I was like, all right. So I was like, oh, I know what you're doing. So we did the thing. It was like nice
Remember
too
your
because I had a
audience,
tight
Pete.
t-shirt on. Arms was looking right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, just remember your audience. Everybody out there loves Predator. So you are preaching to
That-
the choir.
Yeah, that was fun. We're gonna do some 80s style action promos because we do the Midnight Vice shit. So we're gonna get some of the white suits like Crockett and Tubbs style and do some photo shoots like that and shit.
If
I
you
got-
need any help for accuracy, I have watched Miami Vice more than anyone living. So like I got all kinds of weird shit like, dude, copy this photo, copy this pose. You'll look just like the show.
I gotta show you our t-shirt design that we got. I'll I'll find it here. It's because we have new shirts coming out. It was like we needed something that screamed like 80s action. So I had Jared, the guy that runs the promotion, is a graphic designer. So we do all our t-shirt printing in-house. And here is there. I'll share that just for a minute so you can take a look at it right there. This is our new t-shirt.
I love it.
Yep, that's going to be on our shirts. I'll be wearing one of those to the ring next Saturday at our Shogun show, Love You to Death. So it's bring your date to a night of violence.
I love it though.
But yeah, that's our new t-shirt.
Guys, we need a new t-shirt. We haven't had a t-shirt out in a year.
Yeah.
People have requested the rated R for retarded. Should we actually make that as a shirt?
Can we get away with that, or would Rockstar get pissy at us?
Probably don't own the copyright for it because it's just a one-off joke.
Gotcha. We could do that, and then if we really wanted to, we could make a few Rizzler shirts and things like that, and then just have D2 sell them at his school.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh no! What we do is we give D2 business cards with QR codes. Then and the kids will automatically sign up with their emails, and then we'll just have a whole generation of those people who have like 1 million emails. It's like, all right, guys, we need the modern day equivalent of a fidget spinner. What is stupid? Hey, let's sell them a block of wood and call it cool. Hey, kids, block of wood's out. It's great. It's natural. It saves the environment, and it's so skibbity awesome. Guys, we're gonna be trillionaires. We're gonna be so fucking rich. All this dumb shit.
Yeah, I can.
Doofus, it doesn't work out. Let's make some fucking money, man.
Yeah.
Doofus is in 10th grade. We could get him some of them QR codes. He could run around his high school selling Ohio Man shirts and Rizzler shirts.
We should look into the legality of this and see like where we are, and like, yeah, let's just make this a plan. It's like, here, buy the Rizzler, buy this, buy that.
Yeah, we sell shit to kids.
Doesn't Disney?
Yeah,
I mean,
they sell them fairy tales and lies. We sell them silly ass shit they say all the time anyway.
Well, now they sell them half baked, put together bullshit toys too.
Oh, dude, the Disney stuff is laughable. The new Toy Story stuff that's out. When I was out filming, I was like, this is cheaper than ever. My only complaint about anything in the modern age is if you're remaking, rebooting, or relaunching something, if your quality is lesser than what came out 30 fucking years ago for a price that was acceptable or acceptable in general, just don't do it. Like, you're not going to cash in on nostalgia by like saying, hey, we're going to sell Buzz Lightyear to the next generation, but this looks like a McDonald's toy. Like, come on, guys. It costs the same to make something decent. I'm not saying you need to put all the paint apps. I'm saying like maybe the sculpting could look like the thing. Stop being lazy. Hollywood, Disney, toys. That was my rant for the night, and I'm done. Crouching Tiger Hidden Swift says third-party Taylor Swift for 28. S for Swiftetta. Oh, is that a real title?
She's compromised.
Congratulations.
She just made the list.
Wait, hang on. I've got the pen and paper right here. Here we go.
My man. Tell him, Pete.
You just made the list.
So, Dion, I had a dream about a month ago that I was getting an award, and I don't know what the award was for, but in the speech, I had printer paper, and I dropped it on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Started going, arm bar, arm drag. It was countdown on the thing, and it's like, three-handled boss covered credenza. And I was like, thanks. And then I walked away. It was the weirdest first-person dream I've ever had in my life.
That's awesome. That's my man right there. My man just has random wrestling dreams.
I had a dream. Folks in the chat, somebody asked if we're going to be talking about the Riyadh Rumble. We will talk about the Riyadh Rumble in a little bit. I like to title this year, and I'm not taking credit for this one because I read it, but the Royal Fumble. Because, man, you get together for a show, and you think it's going to be good. Your friend pays $30 a month for ESPN. You guys bring a lot of food. You invite people over. You expect something awesome, and you left honey dicked. But we'll talk about that in a minute. We're all caught up on the chat. Have we hit what other titles or what other topics did I say we were going to hit tonight, guys? Because we hit the Ent files quickly, and then
let's see here.
We've
got
shit. What was the? It was something. Someone.
Exorcist remake.
Oh yeah, Morpheus. Yep.
Yeah,
yeah.
and
So,
I threw in that Hulk Hogan being phased out of the Real American Beer.
Yeah,
Let's
there's a
actually talk
lawsuit
about
over
that one.
that.
Now, we love celebrity branded alcohol for all the right and wrong reasons. Sometimes it goes to show you the vanity of the celebrity involved. And every once in a while, you get a pretty awesome product like Rhino Dart. Not a cheap plug. We just actually liked that one. But Hulk Hogan's got a beer, and it's called Real American Beer, just like his theme song. You know, fight for the rights of every man. But as of next month, Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer is just going to be rebranded to Real American Beer without Hulk Hogan's image, drawn by Joe Gisco. Yes, I know who painted the fucking image on the can by heart because I'm a nerd. But what did you guys think of this? You think the beer's going to last long? I say it closes out 2026 on clearance and then is gone by 2027.
Yeah.
If they can co-opt wrestling the same way without Hogan, kind of like how Happy Dad co-opt the UFC, I think they'll be fine, but they got to come up with something quick because, I mean, obviously, people are kind of souring on the WWE right now. So I will say the question, they can do it, but they got to move fast.
Yeah, they the whole thing, the marketing gimmick behind this whole fucking deal was the fact that it was Hulk Hogan, and it's called Real American Beer because he was a real American and all that stuff. Dude, they even had a fucking sponsorship on a goddamn race car, so they were out there. That was the whole shtick, was that it was Hulk Hogan's beer. Without Hulk Hogan, I mean, they were catering to a specific market, and if you don't have Hulk Hogan on there, does it still sell to that market? I don't know. The beer is okay. It's nothing to fucking write home about. It sort of tastes like drinking, metal, but I wouldn't buy it again unless it was for a laugh and a joke, but I didn't see it the last time I was at my local Total Wine and More.
I was actually going out to my liquor store tomorrow when I go to the bank and take care of some other errands because I want to have a can with Hulk Hogan on it. Never going to excuse the real man, but I do have a Hulk Hogan collection. I got his original WWF figure. I got his more recent ones. Hulk Hogan was what got me into wrestling back in the day. Before The Rock, my uncle tried in the 90s, and he tried hard. He would buy me Hulk Hogan stuff, and he would wrestle with me. He was a great guy. Loved him to death. But it didn't stick. But when I do see Hulk Hogan, a little bit of that nostalgia twinge happens, and so I usually go, it's okay, it's Hulk Hogan. I got to have it. So I just want a pack of it.
I'll be at Total Wine tomorrow. If they have it, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
I'm gonna snag some. I had one or two after the show because one of the boys brought a 12-pack, and I didn't bring any beer for like the second show in a row. So I was like, "Hey, can I snag one?" He goes, "Yeah, you always got one for me." So it's not something I go out of my way to drink, but yeah, I just want to have one of the cans with him on it just to have in the office because I've got his old WWF figure. I've got his NWO one back there with Hall and Nash. I still throw the Too Sweet up when I come out. That's one of my big things. I always have. I even did the I came out last time and I did the freaking W's for the Wolf Pack because I was wearing my all red. So I was like, yep. I was like, I remix some of my clips with the Wolf Pack shit and the NWO. I throw the black and white filters on it, especially because I did the Razor's Edge as a finisher recently.
Dude, I watch your promos. I watch your video packages. You folks, Pete's our buddy. Pete has a great YouTube channel, Wrestling with War. You can check it out. But if you're into like wrestling beyond just WWE, check Pete's stuff out. Like, he's not just our friend that we're trying to help out. Like, he was a legit wrestler before we ever met him, and now he's getting back into it, and he's entertaining as hell. So, like, do yourselves a favor. Look for him for entertainment. The dude can cut an awesome promo.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
yep,
and the best compliment I can give Pete's wrestling, his little wrestling thing he does is, I don't watch it and go, outlaw mud show bullshit. I go, this is good. I would rather watch this than the Fed.
No, I wrestle for only one promotion now. I'm 45. I don't really do the traveling thing. Those days are long gone. But no, I work for, it's called Super Shogun Wrestling. It's a Kings Road Japanese style based promotion. Our ring is set up 365 days a year. It's available every night for training. We just got some new trainees in, but it's a beautiful venue. We can see we had 300 there for Samurai Slam last year, which is our WrestleMania. We have our own steel cage. I mean, it's a nice setup. Backstage catered every show, it's really, we have gorilla position, working monitors and all that. It's a fantastic promotion. They have a YouTube channel. All our stuff is available there. And if you want to check some of my clips out on my short section, I've got some stuff, and all my promos are up there too. I've done. So it's a lot of fun, man. I enjoy it. I'm a heel, of course. I had to work babyface in practice, and I literally had no fucking idea what to do because I haven't been a babyface in like 15 years, and I've been in the business for 16. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. They're like, do chain. I'm like, yeah, let me just grab an arm bar here. Hold number 1003, arm bar.
Arm drag.
Arm drag.
Jericho, I don't love his AEW work, but every time I go back and watch classic Jericho shit, I go, this is why he was my second favorite wrestler of all time for 20 years. Like, I met him and he was cool enough. I do like Chris Jericho. I want him to come back to the WWE only so we can get him back in video games and they'll make his merchandise. I don't care if he wrestles another match. I'm selfish. I want Chris Jericho merchandise once again.
Early AEW Chris Jericho is the last great Jericho.
Le Champion, I agree. That shit with the bubbly.
Little bit of bubbly.
Yep, little bit of the bubbly.
Dude,
that was a great meme. That was a great fucking meme.
My problem with the Jericho stuff was he had reinvented himself into something that was truly great, like Le Champion and the Judas music and all that shit. 10 out of 10, almost as good as Y2J era stuff. But then he got into the learning tree and all this other crap, and the Drew, and he
Jericho
tried to be like
Society.
Yeah, and the fucking Clockwork Orange shit. Like, I get it. You're trying to reinvent the wheel every fucking week, and that ain't easy. But he's at a point where he should just revert to Y2J, throw his arms out, and just never change. And then fucking retire, dude. Like, you're done. We love you, but just hang it up. You don't have another great run in you. Not even a title run.
No.
Not even a Royal Rumble appearance. Do you see how many people were upset over his lack of a Royal Rumble appearance?
They were shouting Y2J at the post-event presser or whatever.
Now, we will jump into that presser stuff in a minute because we have a super chat that wants us to asks us about it. But let's read these messages from Enrique, then we'll jump into that. Folks, tonight's show is not going to be 3 hours, so if you have anything you want to say or anything you want to get off your chest, now's the time. We're probably going to be clocking in about 2:15.
Damn it now.
Damn right. So Enrique Vasquez sends in 2. Enrique, thank you very much, my friend. He says, speaking of buzz, my kid has one. I was very disappointed. No laser, no voice box, wings, movable fingers, and helmet. Also, the size is too small, and he wants the detention button, which I'll press at the end. He also says, Woody is not made from cloth material. For another buzz from Mexico that's about the same size as the old one, but none has wings or laser. But this one has wings and lasers. And he says, to be fair, my kid loves them both, but he's also 2.
To be fair, there's a lot of jokes we can make about Mexican Buzz Lightyear, and we're just going to refrain.
They made him in Toy Story 3. Have you seen Toy Story 3?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
I can't. No, I haven't.
They had a Mexican Buzz Lightyear.
No, it's
Buzz Lightyear.
Members.
Yeah, Buzz Lightyear gets switched to Spanish, and he becomes a Latin lover. It's actually really funny.
Senior Lightyear.
Yeah, pretty much.
Was like, yeah.
Let's see. Enrique also requested the detention button. Enrique, by the way, with my point, man, like the original Thinkways Buzz Lightyear had sounds, lights, wings, and I remember too, and I know the price of toys have changed, but like my mom went off, she had a work thing and my grandma was watching me, and my mom left me money for food and toys, and the toy was like a small toy, like an action figure. My grandma goes, you want to take your food money and get Buzz Lightyear instead? But Buzz Lightyear was $25. I remember that in 95, and yeah, $25 today is much different, but they charge $75 for a Buzz Lightyear that does the shit that did it when we were a kid. So it's getting stupid. Like, it's beyond greedy. It just makes me not want to collect this shit. I'm glad I have my old stuff. All right, so here's the button that Enrique requested. I'm going to give you both of them today because they're pretty fucking funny. So, folks, here's the first one.
You had enough yet?
No.
That's another one.
So?
You just say the word, I'll keep going.
Go.
Eeny, meeny, miny.
Mo.
Your mother was a...
Ho.
He was a famous clown.
Bobo.
Mitch, cut it out.
Yeah, Mitch. You know what you tell
Cry
Mitch?
me a river, dick face.
Fucking Dion.
God, that part gets me every time. God dang it.
Hey, you know what we should do next time we're having a little apartment party at your place? We should show the kids the John Hughes movies and the movies and that movie.
Oh, dude, he loved Breakfast Club.
Hell yeah.
Devin would fucking love all that stuff. I mean, he would definitely love the spoofs because he's kind of a sitcom kid, so he would get the joke.
Yeah, that's a great movie. I just need to watch it maybe tomorrow. Fuck watching Star Trek. Enrique, thank you very much. Our friend Xavier to God says thoughts on the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Let me pull up an image real quick, and then we'll start talking about it because the Royal Rumble traditionally is my favorite show of the year. Dion and I have been to WrestleMania over 10 times. We have been to big shows, but there's always something special about the excitement that comes from the Royal Rumble because it's the only night of the year or day of the year now, because it takes place in Saudi Arabia, where there's a lot of excitement that can be had. You can't really spoil too much, but somehow the WWE did that this year. They found a way to make the Royal Rumble pretty lame. So I'm just using that as a way to talk about the picture or talk so I get the picture pulled up. Pete, I'm not pro AI for a lot of stuff, but I fed this picture into AI or this prompt, and I got us as wrestlers, and I fucking love it. So there we are. But I told the guys the original one it put us all in vests and tights, and it looked oddly gay. So I wouldn't post that one. So this is the straighter of the two, if you would believe it. But the Royal Rumble has come and gone. We watched it. Let's start talking about it. So the women's match started first. I thought the women's Rumble was pretty solid to pretty good. What'd you guys think?
I mean, it was the best part of the show for sure.
Agreed. Which isn't saying a lot when it's not the best Rumble I've ever seen. It's not the worst. Right. It's pretty mid, but the whole show is below mid.
I think Sol Ruca is a fucking star.
Yep.
My God, that handstand walk, and then she basically did a sit up just with her toes on the ropes. Her move set, the soul snatcher, is goddamn poetry in motion.
Her and Jason are going to be fucking huge, dude. Mark, I'm telling you, they're both going to be awesome, and they work well together, dude. Sol Ruca the Greens we are Sol Ruca fans for real.
Oh, I follow her on Instagram, and she is a damn beast in the gym. I am like impressed by her like athleticism and her strength, and her freaking character is like her character work, her gimmick. I like it. I listen to a lot of like wrestling commentators, and a lot of them like they shit on her. I'm like, I don't see, and it's in terms of gimmick. I'm like, I don't mind the gimmick. I like it. She's playing it's basically like female Matt Riddle, but talented. So I'm
not a bad comparison.
No, I'm good.
He just fucked it up.
I'm good with her the way she is, man. She's gonna be a fucking star. And there's not a lot of the women now that are legitimate stars. That they try to push them as stars, but like Lyra Valkyria, Bird Girl,
you don't like her? She's so adorable.
She's adorable. She's adorable, and I'm sure she is she seems like an absolute sweetheart. She's probably so nice, but she's a gymnast. She's not a wrestler. She's out there playing pretend, and I say that is where I look at her. And one of the gals that I work with has worked like Tessa Blanchard, B. Priestley, or Blair Davenport. I can, rattle off 3-4 other names that were in the Fed and TNA and AEW that she's worked. And she's more talented than half the girls on the WWE roster and can probably outwork them in the gym. But no, Sol Ruca is a shining star, man. Her freaking, I would say like what I see from her is what I expected the first time I saw Jade Cargill until I saw her wrestle. And and trust me, and nobody is a bigger fan of hers than me because Yeah, she's
You got a
built
sweet
like,
tooth. Just say it.
oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
I have been in love with her since the first time I saw that woman. I'm like, oh dear Lord, look at you.
Pete and I have had very, very, very many conversations where we've tried to out-simp each other for Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
I'm surprised with you liking her, Kendo. That's not your cup of tea, usually. I've never heard you talk about muscular ladies.
She's different, though. It's weird.
is
like,
different.
I can't explain it.
She's fucking gorgeous. She's like her every aesthetic of her is about just perfect. She is perfect.
Yeah.
Her in-ring work has gotten better, but when was the last time she defended the belt? Like seeing her and Jordan Grace in the ring together, I'm not going to be able to hold it together during that.
That old Jordan Grace was so much better than modern Jordan Grace.
She was better in TNA, but I think she's just adjusting to that.
Yep.
To that WWE style.
Oh no, I meant look. I meant like when she was thicker and natural, not jacked like a dude. Like that's what I meant. Like, oh, Jordan Grace, I used to like her.
I agree with that shit too.
Yeah, she's kind of.
I like her now. I'd pay her to choke me. I mean, not that I'm into that sort of thing or I'm that sort of a depraved human being, but I am absolutely. I have no shame in it.
Don't lie to the people, Pete.
No,
we know you.
Not at all. Not at all. It's like when the one chick gave me a freaking devil's kiss in practice. I'm like, oh no, please don't.
Oh, Stephanie Vaquer, holy shit!
No.
I'll sim for her. There's Jade Cargill, folks. If you're like, who's this woman that these guys are going on about? We all want her to play Storm in the X-Men.
She's fucking perfect for it. It's like, why has Marvel not cast her? Jesus, she's right up the fucking comic book page.
Yeah, she's actually too buffed. As like Storm is not this cut, but that's okay. I would not complain. It's like, oh shit, Storm looks like she's gonna rip your head off and strike you with lightning.
And Jade is like 6'1". I mean, she's tall. She was a freaking D1 basketball player. I mean, she's a goddamn athlete. That's the thing. Like I said, with her and Bianca together, it's like they're both D1 athletes. Bianca's like probably one of the most talented female wrestlers in the company in the last fucking how long she been there,
8 years.
Yeah. She just, her injuries are kind of derailing her, and it's like I felt bad for Naomi. She finally got a huge push, got over doing the best character work, and she's pregnant. I mean, it's like I can't blame Big Jim. Yeet, I can't blame Big Jim. But no,
Jay
man,
is the one that went to go away.
Yeah. Oh God. I can't with that. Like when we went to SmackDown, we're sitting there and like our buddies are videoing us. Me and my buddy Ben are sitting there. It's like all a bunch of wrestlers are like, I'm not yeeting. It's like, no, I'm not yeeting.
I refuse to.
I'm team no yeet.
Yeah, I'm too old to be fucking doing,
Jeff,
to make the nephew laugh. Yeah, but like public, easy.
Yeah,
put it in that notebook. We need a character named Yeet.
Yeet. All right. I'm just putting this down here. I'm not joking. I'm going to use a simplified art style, and I can knock these out a couple days.
I do think Liv Morgan winning the Royal Rumble was deserved because if you look at her work and just the amount of time she's in the ring, I mean, she has worked her ass off. And honestly, when they did the whole angle, her joining the Judgment Day, playing the long game to take Dom from Rhea. She was doing the best heel work probably she's ever done. And Liv is a very small woman, but she sells arguably better than I would say. I don't other than Rhea. Rhea sells pretty good. She botches more than Liv. And Liv sometimes has problems with her finisher. I've noticed the Oblivion, which I don't think this is just me as a worker, just saying. And who the fuck am I? I'm nobody. I'm not in WWE. But if you have a finisher, you should be able to execute it properly. That's all I'm saying. And I understand
her shoulder. I think she's still getting over the shoulder bit.
And that was she did have that shoulder injury. So it's difficult to go back to taking those same bumps when you're recovering, especially from a shoulder injury, because your shoulders hit the mat how many fucking times? Because she bumps like a maniac. So. Yeah, but no, she deserved that win, and we know where she's going.
But
so
what I've noticed though is like we're all pretty strict about giving praise to wrestling. We're not just throwing it out willy-nilly like a lot of these guys. But have
AEW
you
fans.
noticed, like, today's wrestling, like, the women don't suck. A lot of the guys suck. Like, you know, I pulled up this list of 9 wrestlers. I look at them and I go, I don't really have an opinion on Julia because I've only watched her wrestle once or twice. But
Which one
I don't
she?
dislike the other 8. If you were to show me 9 male superstars, I probably would hate 7 of them. Because, like, I can't stand Cody Rhodes. I don't like Roman Reigns. I am okay with CM Punk these days because he's doing good work. And I'm just like, you know what? You might have been a cunt when I met you, but it's over and done with. But, like, you could show me so many of the women and the stories are better. Their matches tend to be better. I'm not simping for the ladies. It's just like the WWE puts more focus on their stories, and then the WrestleMania shit and the other big things just kind of feel slapped together. Like that men's rumble, and we talk about it in a minute, that thing sucked, the big one, dude. Like they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. It was poorly timed. This yeet shit ruined Brock Lesnar. Like, it was like monkeys were in the back just poking fucking buttons, and then Michael Hayes is saying a bunch of shit, and it all fell apart. I thought the men's rumble for 2026, I'll save it for a minute. Anything else you want to say about the women's rumble? Because damn it, I enjoyed it, and it was pretty fun.
No,
I have
Good
two
ending too.
I was happy with who won. I'm a big we're a Liv fan base over here. You know, when Devin and I talk shit to each other, we go cry about it. So we are. I'm happy that she won. Considering where she is after she got injured, I think this would have happened earlier or later in 2025 had she not gotten hurt. I think that's the right fucking choice. I would prefer that she get in the WWE Championship mix, but I'm not going to complain because I'm invested enough to follow. And to back up your point, ain't nothing wrong with squeezing for a little teasing because I think this is the best that the women's roster's ever been in the WWE, period.
Yeah, like I was watching an old Raw on the bike today, and Trish Stratus came out, and I was like, okay, she's got this new gimmick, like an entire generation's first crush. That shit's real because I was looking at her from 01, and I was like, yep, Trish Stratus. But if you take her out of the loop, I will give you that comment because Trish is still, even though she's still around, like her trajectory of valet for TNA to Mr. McMahon's sex toy. By the end of the year, she's the women's world champion, and then she actually is respected and gets good for the next 5 years. Like, that's a trajectory that they don't give the women today because it's all like they got to build them a certain way because it's the new modern world. But Trish will always stand above them for me because she's hot and because she actually went through some shit to get to the top as a character. So she'll always have that top respect. But these ladies are pretty good. Rhea Ripley. It's weird. Rhea Ripley keeps falling out of favor for me. It's like I'm tired of the gimmick. I'm tired of it. It's like they're not booking her the right way to where I get behind her anymore. It's that she was overbooked for a minute. Then she was in this really good period where she was just hot and they didn't do too much to overexpose her. And now I'm just like, I want you to go to SmackDown. That's what I want. I don't want to see her every goddamn week. I'm not entertained by mommy anymore. You guys still big fans?
I wouldn't say big fan. I like Rhea a lot. I'm over the Rio thing. My thing was they should have had a match at the Rumble instead. Do Saturday Night Event and do the Rumble. She's grown on me for sure. Again too. My thing is because she had been getting injured, so she looks smaller now. But I think that in terms of our homies online, Rhea gets overrated a lot. She's up there. I think she's one of the best in the business right now, but she's not like the best. She's not number 2. She's not number 3. Because to you and Pete's point, Rhea be fucking up a lot. She be hurting herself a lot. But she's a good. Her and Io have great chemistry. I love it. But yeah, I think she needs to be. Her and Io need to turn heel, or they need to start doing cool shit. Because the thing that got me on Roman Reigns, he started saying and doing cool shit, and the whole get rid of the mommy thing, the fucking her and Io thing, like they're acting like they're together and shit. I'm just like, do cool stuff. It's too weird. This is not cool. She's not doing anything fucking cool anymore. And she needs to get back to being cool, not being her and Io are touching each other all the fucking times and hugging and stuff. I'm like, I don't want to watch Clueless. Rhea should not be a member in fucking Clueless. This ain't fucking Clueless.
That's true. It's not. I would watch that porno though.
Yeah. I see, and I'm not an Io Sky fan just as in terms of like her
I fucking
style.
love
I'm not. I never never really have been. I mean, I respect her work because she is a fucking talented, but I'm not a fan. In the tag team thing, yeah, to your point, Dion, it is. I watch it and I'm like, what am I watching? Like, are they lesbians? Well, we know Rhea's with Buddy Matthews, so no. And the way EO jumped on Triple H, she likes that. Never mind. But
she likes the sledgehammer. We get it.
You know, I'm the game. But no, Rhea,
she wants to play him.
She's a goth muscle. She's a goth muscle mommy. I'm gonna go crack open a can of Monster. Legend has it one will appear if I never mind. But I like her work. She is, but she's way too many errors for somebody as good as she is. Like you see it like because they stick out in the matches because they always happen at the most inopportune spots. But yeah, there's something that needs to change there, and switching brands with her would be a good thing at this point. Put her against somebody else, another, group and of, women over there, and keep her there. Don't do this thing where if you're going to do a brand split, do a brand split. Don't,
right.
There shouldn't be, but see, I'm the school of thought to where like, I'm looking at it going, okay, so we could trim the fat and get rid of half of these titles because we don't need 2 world titles.
Yeah, you're a 1 world title guy.
I am. I'm a one. World title, intercontinental title, tag titles, and a cruiserweight. I want a cruiserweight division because you have way too many guys that are in that cruiserweight size that do the flippy dippy shit that aren't ever going to get the proper push because they're put into spots that they're never going to be used properly or be able to flourish.
I think that's a wonderful idea. And with the new AAA attachment, think of how many guys you could bring over. You could have a cruiserweight invitational.
Mm-hmm.
Like, remember that speed championship they had for a minute that Ricochet thought was a demotion? Asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear?
They're on NXT now.
Did you see his dumbass got into a fight with Jimmy Corderas?
Wait, who did?
I heard that. Yeah, I heard he got into it with Corderas on Twitter.
Ricochet, because okay,
that explains why he was going on Twitter complaining about being. I was like, why are we talking about this again? I should have guessed he got in some fucking bullshit.
Because Jimmy Corderas actually put him in his place in a good way. Like I'll pull it up in a second, but I think Ricochet is just looking for attention because he fucked up. Like he might say, "Oh, I'm in AEW. I'm making more money. I'm doing this. I'm doing that." Buddy, I don't even like you. But when you were in the WWE, I saw you wrestle multiple times a year in person on TV. Ricochet's dead to me. Like AEW, man, I don't want him to go away because competition's good, but holy shit, are they a different beast? And they kind of suck now, like way more than usual.
I mean, I like Ricochet more in AEW than he was in WWE. I think he just wasn't a WWE guy. He is a very specific type of wrestler. He has a very specific mindset, and that's okay. He just happens to be one of the people that have the mindset that's very fucking sensitive, and I get it, but I loved, their AEW as a whole has got to figure some shit out, but the parts that are good, Ricochet was part of them. I love the whole getting sun upside the fucking head thing, him trying to get the crowd to be throwing fucking rolls of toilet paper ish. I thought that was good. Him doing the whole, even though he wasn't doing cool shit, because that's always my floor for any wrestlers that I like, the whole comedy bit with him and in and out with the fucking Don Callis, which my only thing is, again, he's just one of those sensitive dudes. Ricochet is the Mark Ruffalo of pro wrestling. Like, Ruffalo is a fucking theater kid. Ricochet is a pure cut wrestling guy. And I get it. You and WWE, whatever the reason, we can all agree it didn't work out. But dude, he's just so goddamn sensitive, and
let that shit go.
His work.
Oh, dude, it definitely shows in his work. Like, here's what basically Jimmy Corderas. This is what Jimmy Corderas said, talking about Ricochet. He stayed for 5 years and then re-signed in 2022. If it was really that miserable, he could have asked for his release. He didn't name dropping guys who also chose to stay for years and speaking for them is Bush League. This makes him look bad, not the company he's constantly trashing, which I agree with Jimmy Corderas.
100%.
But here comes the light-skinned kingpin. Fuck you, dude. Jimmy, shut the fuck up, you old-ass cuck idiot. I signed one contract in 2019 for 5 years. It was up in 2024, and I left. Never re-signed second contract. I did ask for my release. They denied it and made me the IC champ knowing that I didn't want it. What a bitch. Hey, you can't quit. Here's a fucking promotion in the title. You're the number 2 guy right now. Suck a dick, Ricochet. And then he says, so maybe a little bit of research before you use your cocksucker and say some stupid shit.
He is such an
sensitive dude.
He's
such a little baby.
Dion, you were talking about his style. He's an indie guy. Ricochet is an indie wrestling guy. He wants to do the flippy dippy indie spots, no sell everything. And that's basically, and that's the nice thing about our promotion. We don't do that, but that's what, but that's what he wants to do. And that's what Tony Khan lets him do, is work his style. But yeah, him on Twitter, if he would shut the fuck up and just be a fucking heel, because and I don't watch AEW anymore, but he was still there when I was kind of trailing off and watching it. He's doing fucking great heel work. Like, his character wise, he's never been able to do character work like this ever before. And bro, you have Samantha Irvin. You've already fucking won.
Yeah, like, dude.
What the fuck are you mad about, dude?
Yeah.
Ricochet
bro,
is a fucking pizza cutter. All edge with no point.
Oh, I like that.
That was really
calling him that from now on.
He's my fucking boy right there.
So the Royal Rumble featured 4 whole matches. Yay. The second match was a match between Gunther and AJ Styles for the retirement of AJ Styles. And AJ Styles lost. He passed out. Well, that kind of sucked. Anyway, what'd you guys think?
I hated it. The match was good. I enjoyed the match. But him retiring at the Rumble in Saudi Arabia, at the time, the majority of the crowd wasn't there yet. So for him to have this huge match and a half put together slavery arena, I didn't like it. I just didn't like it.
Yeah,
the Slaverina.
The Slaverina, yeah, dude.
Agreed.
He deserved better. He deserved better, dude.
Agreed. I think that having Gunther do this is the right call, because and this is one thing I see a lot of people complain Gunther's boring. I'm like, you don't understand wrestling.
Yeah,
Gunther's a fucking classic heel, and his work is amazing. He doesn't do this. Yeah, but he wrestles like a 1980s fucking heel from the NWA, and it works. It works because he doesn't have to do a million moves, because he's a heel and he knows how to make the crowd fucking
He can if he wanted to. He could if he wanted to.
He can. He has a hell of a move set, but you as a heel, you don't have to out wrestle the other guy. You just have to cheat and skirt and cut corners and do everything you can to steal a win. You don't have to out wrestle. And that's the babyface's job, is to out wrestle the heel. The heel's just going to cheat. That's the beauty about being a heel. We were doing chain in practice the other night. Like, do chain. I'm like, huh? Like, I haven't done that in years, so you don't have to do that shit. You just have to do punches, kicks, stomps, power moves, and be able to take the shine and figure out how to go home. That's basically being a heel, and then fucking sell everything to the fucking crowd. And Gunther does that. He does that perfect. That being said, yes, this was the absolute wrong venue, wrong time, and a undersell of one of the best lightweight guys to ever fucking lace him up.
Yeah.
I mean, AJ Styles,
one of the best ever.
He's worked a style that most guys can't. It's not sustainable, and he's done it for what, 20 plus years
easily.
Yeah, I would like to see him honestly go back to TNA and get.
That's the rumor.
Get a proper
TNA or MPJ or Japan.
Get a proper send off. If he went to TNA, I'd love to see him and Christopher Daniels and Kazarian. Him and Daniels and Kazarian work a triple threat match.
Yes. Give us one more. That's what pisses me off about the Rumble. Like, we didn't get him and CD and Kazarian again. Like, those motherfuckers made magic. Like, they were one of the reasons why TNA was a deal at all.
Dude, the X Division was fun.
Greatest X Division champion easily.
Yep. And I love AJ getting a main event type push and getting, he he had that when he came over to the WWE, which he deserved. You know, he deserved more than what they gave him. I'll say that. He's had a solid run in WWE. But yeah, this was the absolute wrong time to do that. They could have, I would have pushed it to Elimination Chamber, or, I mean, depending on how long, how long is this contract for? What is he? What did he? Is it up now? Was that what the deal was?
Apparently, it was he's retiring, but I know some of the other news was that it was expiring, and it was a case of him not wanting to resign. I don't know if it was supposed to end at the Rumble, but that was kind of like the gist that was floating out there, was that he was nearing the end, and it was whether he was gonna, and he had said it last year when he was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it forever. And he was going to resign, and then he decided not to. And then that's when he had talked to fucking Shinsuke or whatever, And so I think you're closer to the truth, where either it's expiring or it's like going to expire sometime in this year. He's just not going to wrestle through it, and then it's going to just be done.
Because I know they mentioned, Triple H mentioned him going back and working backstage, as an agent, which would be, it's a no-brainer, and they need guys
for the business.
They need guys like him to work with these younger talents, because AJ, you can say what you want about his character work, but he did have a character, enough of a gimmick to endear himself to the fans, which was for him all he needed, because he was one of those rare exceptions where he could cut a promo, but most of his talking was done in the ring, through his wrestling. And it takes a lot for a guy like that to really, have that sustainable career and maintain the fans, their praise and love over all those years. So yeah, AJ was that guy. And I would just like to see him get a proper send off against, somebody who, like I said, him and Daniels would be fucking phenomenal. One more, no pun intended, one more time.
Right.
My big complaint was John Cena retired about a month and change ago, not even 2 full months yet. We're still not kind of over that, and now AJ Styles, in the grand scheme of things, historically just gets washed away. And now Cena retired, and then Gunther beat the next guy. It's just like AJ Styles deserved more. I'm a big fan. His 10-year run was great, and I was a huge fan, but I was dissatisfied with the way it went down. I don't think they're gonna, Gunther being the retirement guy, like, that's just make him the world champion or something. Do something different. I'm already
has to
over
go somewhere else.
So hang on, I will give WWE credit, because I didn't watch the Royal Rumble. I didn't care. I watched something else and then proceeded to watch UFC and lose money with Dion. And if you're gonna watch wrestling, folks, be like me. Watch Super Shogun Wrestling. That is the best way to watch wrestling. It's on YouTube. There you go, Pete. Got your plug.
Thank you.
And I don't remember. Oh, so they WWE has botched the AJ retirement thing. They just put it out there. It's just whatever. But they're consistent because they fucked up his debut too. Let's go back in time 10 years or so. Let's get our boots on and go walking 10 years in the past. AJ Styles debuts at this Royal Rumble. Number 3 hits. Who is it? All of a sudden you pan out and there's this big screen, and all of a sudden you just see I Am Phenomenal. And everyone's like, holy shit, AJ Styles is in WWE. And what do we get? A fucking camera shot of Roman Reigns' dirt face for about 30 seconds. And then we get AJ Styles coming down to the ring, and by the time he's out there, he's already done the fucking thing, the P1. He's already done all that, and all we're knowing is that we don't want none. No, we don't want none, and Roman's dirt face. So it just seems to be consistent on WWE's part, so I'm okay with that.
I mean, you're not wrong.
After that disappointing match, we got Sami Zayn versus
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. Yeah, that happened. Clearly, I was into it. Sami Zayn didn't win the belt. Drew McIntyre has beat him 12 times in his career. This was kind of one of those title matches where you knew the outcome. They're not going to do anything big with the belt until at least the Chamber. So it kind of felt like an inert match overall. I won't call it the worst match of the night, but it wasn't great. What did you guys think?
It was a usual Drew McIntyre match. It takes a lot for him to get pulled into it. Not a lot. I mean, I like Drew as a wrestler, but he has more man matches than he has. Damn, that was a good matches. And I liked it. We all kind of knew what was going to happen. I thought that we were at least going to get one of those shocking moments, and then he can just drop it at the chamber. But it was all right. I'm glad that Drew's champion now, but I was hoping for a little bit more pizzazz in that
match. Pete,
I absolutely detest Sami Zayn, and I always have on every level. I look at him as somebody who's at that level, and I just look at him and go, airport test. This guy looks like somebody I passed on the street walking into a coffee shop or literally in Walmart. Like, he doesn't look like a worker. I have zero. He has no aura. He has no presence. The best thing he ever did was work as El Generico because he had a mask on.
Oof.
Drew, the fact that he ended Gunther's title run and just to take the belt, I don't understand this guy at all. I can't with him. Drew McIntyre had the best heel run of his career last year. The guy looks like a wrestler. He's got presence. It's like carrying cross with me with Drew McIntyre. There's just something that's I like the guy. I think his work is great, but there's just something that's keeping him. And I know he's world champion right now, but is he WWE or world champion?
WWE.
That's right. He beat Cody at Saturday night's main event for the
No,
belt.
it was they had the SmackDown in Germany. I think.
Okay, that's right. It was in Germany. Thank you. That's right. So he actually has the main belt now. So I'm good with that. He deserved that a while ago. I don't know. I couldn't see them putting Zayn over at all on him in this match. But it's like, is he just a transitional champion is my thing. How long are they is he going to lose it at Chamber or carry it to Mania? As long as they don't give it back to Cody, we're fine. That experiment,
they will.
That experiment failed. And everybody that says Cody Rhodes is, one of the greatest and all this and his title run, I'm like, I never once saw Stone Cold when he won the title cry like a bitch into Vince McMahon's chest. Like
he had to, because it's the belt they took away from his daddy in the garden, Pete. Don't you understand storytelling?
Yeah, I don't really care about Dusty Rhodes in the WWE. Sorry. It's like Ric Flair in the WWE. His best work is outside of it. So make that title about
Ric Flair's won the Rumble and won the belt, though, god dang it. Rick's got
Ric
that
Flair's
one.
best work. Ric Flair's best work was not the 92 Rumble. It was at Survivor Series 91, in which he helped put the chair underneath the Hulk Hogan there, and the Undertaker won the title.
You got me, brother.
Yeah.
You had me too.
And at the same time, the Undertaker destroyed Hulk Hogan's neck, even though it came 6 inches from the chair. But that is not the point that we're talking about today. We're not here to shame a world title match that featured 2 dead men. We're here to talk about how I think, and I'm not here to steal Pete's thunder, what he was going to say about Cody Rhodes and the fruit of his loins. It is about Sami Zayn being the regional icon for that area, and we had him crushed to show Scotto Americano supremacy, to say, look, we gave you the Rumble, but if you think for a minute that you were going to let your boy go over in his hometown, this is the WWE, boys. That shit don't happen. We make you lose in your hometown unless your name's Charlotte Flair.
That's true. Well, or The Rock. They let The Rock win in Miami.
True.
Okay, so that match is over, thankfully. And now we have the Royal Rumble match, which is the 30-man Royal Rumble. And this has never happened to my knowledge. And I've been watching since the 90s. But on Friday SmackDown, they accidentally spoiled the number one entrant by showing the Chiron, the nameplate on screen that read Braun Breaker number 1. So you're going into the Rumble, you're like, well, Braun Breaker won't be number 1. He'll be number 2. And then he gets eliminated right away.
Yeah.
And they're building a story, which I don't give a shit about because they just did the Masked Man gimmick 4 months ago at Survivor Series War Games, and it's now the same story again.
They did it 5 times in 2025, dude.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, because Becky was it.
Yep.
And they did it to where who else was obviously War Games? Fucking Fatu did it, and then I'm missing one. But yeah, it was 5 times, and so that made 6. In the whole calendar year, that made the 6th goddamn time.
It's so dumb because I love wrestling storylines, but the best ones aren't repeated constantly. Like, how many times did the Vince McMahon Kiss My Ass Club happen? Probably like, what, 5 times over the course of those years?
Yeah.
It wasn't the greatest segment, but it was something that was unique and funny, and you're just like, oh God, another one. But when you do the same shit over and over again, it loses it, man. And that's what this Rumble felt like. It just felt like same old shit, different year.
Yeah, like Roman Reigns winning it.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Everybody that wasn't Roman Reigns, I thought looked like a jabroni. Like Brock Lesnar looked like a jabroni the way he got eliminated. Oba Femi, I know everyone's gonna.
I was gonna say Oba looked good.
I disagree though because they wanted Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar to have that angle so bad that they put Oba Femi in the match early and he got blown up. And I'm not an athlete, but I'll tell you this: when a wrestler's laying on the ground holding onto the ropes for more than a couple seconds, it's not because he's selling; it's because the dude is winded. And I'm knocking the guy. Believe me, all I'm saying is like the internet is. I think Oba Femi is the most overrated wrestler today because I don't.
Wow.
Hold on. Oof. I don't have any issues with him. It's the people talk about him like he's the second coming. And every year there is another wrestler that is talked about like the second coming. He doesn't get booked quickly enough for these people. Then they just fucking shun him off. They're like, well, he's not good enough. He did. They fucked his booking up. They
buried him.
Yeah, like Oba Femi is not going to WrestleMania this year. Like, I don't get how all these mark-ass people on the internet don't get how wrestling fucking works. It's the same shit every year. You're like... When is the last time that an unestablished star won the Rumble? Honestly, like you got to go back to like Brock Lesnar's secondary year. He won the Rumble within his first calendar year on the roster in main event in WrestleMania.
Hang on. Yokozuna was not. He was there, but he wasn't this big main eventer until he won that Royal Rumble.
So 32 years.
Okay, but then before that, there was this guy that had never really been in the company at all, and he won it from the number 3 position. I can't remember his fucking name, though, but Bobby Heenan seemed to love him.
But remember, that number 3 man had been a how many time world champion? How many
in a different company? Do you not subscribe to the laws of Bucky Beaver, which is they don't know who they are if they're not in the WWE?
So my law of Bucky Beaverism is I don't know who you are unless you're on the main roster because NXT doesn't mean shit to me. Like I get it that people like it, and I like NXT.
Accurate.
But like NXT is the farm league for the at WWE proper.
Yep.
And like to get upset that the guy from the farm league who just showed up isn't winning the Rumble. It's so dumb. It's like a waste of internet time. Just click about something else. Because, like, dude was never going to fucking win. No. He had as much chance to win as LA
I
Knight.
agree that them thinking that he was going to get the Brock Lesnar treatment is annoying, but he's worth it. Oba Femi is going to be a fucking humongous star.
Going to be, I agree 100%, but he's not there yet. Look at The Rock. Was The Rock ready to be the champion at Survivor Series 96? No, he was
ready. Rocky died.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
But to that point, The Rock hadn't been like a 2-time Intercontinental Champion. The only while I agree that NXT is definitely the farm league, that dude's 2 runs as NXT champion were cool, and even when they were doing it, where they were because say what you want about NXT, they were running it parallel to TNA. And TNA, even though obviously TNA is coming back, TNA is a legit organization, and he was putting on some legit ass man. When it was the X Division champ Moose and Obafemi squaring off on NXT, I think that was one of the best matches of the year. So to add, just I would say, don't hesitate to add some salt on that gumbo that you're making over there. Because while NXT is the farm league right now, this Obafemi and NXT was the equivalent of us seeing Cam Newton in college. Yeah, college is the college leagues, but that motherfucker, won the highs in the 1 year at Auburn. Everyone knew that dude's gonna be playing on Sunday afternoons. So that's the only thing I want to say. That dude is legit that good. I mean, he shouldn't have won. But if they did a better job of booking him close to that, like he should have been in the Final Four, and it would have been believable. Because that dude, he is not the Rocket Survivor Series. That's for goddamn sure.
Dion, I got some salt for your gumbo.
Stat
Stafford just won the MVP of the NFL. So there you go, Matt Stafford MVP.
Ooh,
everything good happens when you leave Detroit. Apparently, God damn it.
They say the same thing about Cincinnati too. So maybe Joe Burrow will go somewhere else. And
we have world champions in Cincinnati and in Detroit. God damn it, we do.
We'll take Joe Burrow for Jared Goof.
We'll take Joe Burrow. We're not
take Joe Burrow for David Goof.
Don't be that to my brothers in Cincinnati. They deserve it. Just get a better owner.
No, what's going to happen is fucking Joe Burrow is going to get traded to Minnesota, like you and I talked about the other day, and you're going to be like, God damn it, why did they trade him to Minnesota? It's like, yeah. He gets to rain shit on you twice a year with Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, if football gods hate us, that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, I want to go back to Obafemi thing. Yeah,
of course.
I like them giving him some eliminations. Give him a chance to show out a little bit. Yeah, having him come in where they did, probably a mistake. Yeah, he's a big fucking guy. I mean, he's 6'6", 310. His ring cardio for a match like that, and this is you get blown up so fast in a Rumble because like a normal match, I don't get blown up anymore because I know I pace myself and I can work quick, but I don't. But you're in a match with that many people out there and that much going on, plus the adrenaline from your entrance. By the time you get to the ring, you'll probably be sucking wind a little bit just because that adrenaline hits you, and it takes a lot out of you. But yeah, they didn't give him the proper justice. No, that guy's a star in the making, man. He is. He's bound for a main event eventually. Give him a little time. That's the thing. Like everybody, like you're talking about, Jeff, everybody wants everything now. They want it now. They see him, he's here now. It's like, I don't like Triple H's booking.
I don't like Triple H.
I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like his booking. I don't like the way they're running the company at all. But it's like a guy like that, don't throw him out there and give him an opportunity to fail. Set him up properly to succeed. That's how you build stars. They've forgotten how to build actual stars now. They don't want anybody to get bigger than the brand. Like you had The Rock, you had Austin, you had Undertaker, you got Mick Foley, you got Shawn Michaels. These guys they were bigger. They were transcendent stars. They were transcendent of the brand. Who on the roster right now is transcendent of the WWE brand?
I'm actually trying to think of that. And I don't think there are any, and it's the WWE's fault.
It is.
Because Vince got burned by letting The Rock and Stone Cold and certain guys get too big. So he made sure that no star would become bigger than the business. Now nobody's an actual star. Like John Cena and Batista are the last actual stars to come from the WWE.
I would say Brock counts. Because
he's crossed.
But to your point.
Hold on, though. Brock Lesnar had to go back to wrestling.
He went to OVW.
Right. That's the only reason why Brock is a star, because he left to go to the NFL. That didn't work out, and then he went and it used to be number 4, but he had a top 5 highest selling UFC pay-per-view ever. So that one happened despite Vince McMahon. But that's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. That proves your point.
No, and people in the chat like, what about Randy Orton? We don't mean like a WWE star.
Randy Orton, yeah.
We mean a guy that's big enough to go like we'll use
Make
John
more
Cena.
money someplace else.
Yep.
Well, even as a pro wrestler, you could go out. It's like, all right, well, The Rock's wrestling. They want him in movies. They want him here. They want him there. There's nobody in the WWE that's in that kind of demand. Like maybe they want him on a podcast. Maybe they want him for a Markiplier movie. Maybe they want him for some kind of lower tier internet based thing. But like, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are small parts of a big movie. You're not getting guys with like leading roles anymore. And it's not about becoming an actor. It's about there's star power that used to be in wrestling. Stone Cold had it. Everybody, like all these guys were so big. And if younger audiences don't realize that because they live in a WWE bubble, they don't remember what, like, you know, you're just watching a random TV show and here comes Stone Cold. You're like, wait, what the fuck? Or so-and-so shows up on this or that. Wrestling, the stars were so much bigger. They were not just WWF stars. They were general celebrities and they could show up anywhere. Even China for a hot minute was like in a bunch of shit. Like they just don't
Third
have
Rock
this
from the
stuff.
Sun.
Yeah.
My grandparents who didn't watch wrestling and only knew the wrestling that I would watch on videotape when they'd rent it for me at the grocery store, they knew who some of the bigger names were that was going on in wrestling. Like they knew who Stone Cold Steve Austin was. They knew because they even knew the Undertaker because they made it on TV shows and things like that.
Yep.
There is nobody in WWE that could just leave WWE right now and be a household name across the country. They're not doing it, which is ironic considering that a certain Rogaine Ramirez was making that point the other day and then went out and was, you know, on the Royal Rumble. So it's like, you're part of the machine there, buddy.
When you see people's merchandises in places that you don't see wrestling, that's what we're talking about. You never saw a Randy Orton shirt in Target.
Nope.
You know, when we were kids, you know, there was Rock and Austin shit in Walmart. You know, any place that had, you know, wrestling would be big amongst wrestling, but it would, you know, you had, you know, The Rock going to SNL, you know, that was big at the time because, you know, the only person that had done that type of cross branching was Hulk Hogan, right? Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know, riding around with the dudes on Cops was a big deal because that was on the fucking Fox network. You know what I'm saying?
He was on Nash Bridges too.
Yeah, and he was on that, and he was because he was a bounty hunter. Yeah, you know, the Stone Cold Steve Austin was in Nash Bridges. You know, my mom knew who Stone Cold Steve Austin was because she fucking loved Nash Bridges. She was like, "Damn, who was that?" I was like, "Well, man, that's Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's Texas Wrestling. He's badass. You know, he would whoop Nash Bridges' ass, but you know, I'm still a Nash Bridges guy. But you know, he's lucky that he's on his cell. You know what I'm saying, Mom? He was that shit, and Randy was big in wrestling, and wrestling fans liked him. You know, even especially 09 Randy. But you weren't finding a Randy Orton T-shirt just by itself in Walmart. You know, that's the difference we're talking about.
It's the Lorne Michaels effect when he canned Sandler and all those dudes in 95, 96 time because they were making movies, they were off doing other things, and they were bigger than what he could control at Saturday Night Live. So he brought in all these other people that weren't household names, that weren't making movies and everything like that. So he'd have more locus of control. That's my theory.
I think not to be contrarian, Kendo, I think a man named Brandon Tartikoff personally fired all those guys that you're talking about from SNL because he didn't personally find them funny. Same thing with Norm Macdonald. He went after.
Well, that's why his first name started with those letters.
Brandon?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. So the Royal Rumble ends with Roman Reigns winning, and now we have Roman Reigns versus CM Punk at WrestleMania 42, which, yeah, whatever, dude. Like,
I'll be.
The promo was good on Raw. His promo was actually good. It just sucked that we had to wait to the end of the damn show for it.
Yeah. Dude, I fell asleep watching Raw because I was like, they were in that women's hardcore match, and I was like, all right, I haven't seen a women's hardcore match.
Devin said, "Fuck this, I'm going to bed."
That match was 22 minutes of pure and utter shite. The fucking Stephanie Vaquer cannot work a hardcore match. That's not in her wheelhouse, and that's fine.
Fucking ruin her.
Yep, that's fine. She's a wrestler. That's the one thing about her is she has been wrestling since she was like 16 years old. She's fucking phenomenal. She's a wonderful talent. I love Raquel Rodriguez. She should have won the title there, and then let Stephanie chase it, win it back at WrestleMania. Build it back up because Raquel injured her ankle. That's what I'm like. What are you doing? Just this, all this was to build up Liv for her, versus her at Mania. So why am I buying into Raquel winning this match? Unless you're going to have Liv feud with Raquel at WrestleMania, which in that time you'd have enough time to build that up, but you can't exactly just. Then what are you going to do with Stephanie back here? Go be in a tag team.
Yeah, I think they're going to break up the Judgment Day.
They are. It's time
to take a page from your book there, brother Pete. This would have been the time to make the Judgment Day fucking cool. Like you could have had it where fucking Raquel wins here, Liv's going to go after the WWE title, and you say Finn's going after the men's world title, dude. Like the Judgment Day could be doing some cool shit right now.
Yep.
I think you're right. They're gonna try and build it for Raquel and Liv. I'm guessing that they're trying to turn Raquel face at some point because now she's big sexy and all this stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm with they're sacrificing something that we can still get some fucking juice from this London.
Yep.
She is big. Do you find her sexy? Because I like her more than I used to. Before I was like, oh, it's just the back lady that turns around and flexes.
She's a tall thickum, so her being thick was always going to give her some points in Dion's book. You know what I'm saying?
Amen, brother. Amen.
Hey, my book's not close to her either, believe me. But something about Roxanne Perez, I don't know. I do like her. She's just so tiny, but that's not my thing.
When she runs the rope, she hits the middle and the bottom rope.
Yeah.
She's so fucking short, dude.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
She can wrestle, Sen.
She can work. I have a thing, like I said, about finishers, and I'm like, her hitting a pop rocks on John
Yeah, she needs a
Cena,
new finisher.
I was just like, no, that ain't it, girl. You need something else.
She's a Booker T disciple. She does the kick to the head. Just have her do the scissors kick.
Yep.
She's that's what a short person would do. The pop rocks is all right, but it's just a Mexican destroyer. Like just have her do the bookend and have her do the axe kick, and then boom. And then everybody knows that Booker T is, her fucking mentor or whatever. It plays into her character. Like she does Booker T level shit.
And then license the Police song, and you're sold.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That hits. Everyone's like, yes.
They should just get the Eddie Murphy version. I'd rather hear that.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's one of the coolest moments ever.
You have to
put on the red light.
So since we're at the end of this, the Rumble's over. We know the main event of WrestleMania. What do you think happens at the Chamber? And give me an idea of at least one WrestleMania match that's not announced. So, what do you think Orton's going to do or somebody like that? Because Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre, I think needs a third man to sell a ticket. Like that is not a strong enough match.
God, don't do Drew McIntyre and Cody at WrestleMania.
I know.
God.
It's gonna be so slow paced and everything. It's just gonna be.
And the worst
story is just done. I think you're right. I think it's gonna be a fatal 4-way, and I'm hoping that I'll give you my head and my heart. I'm hoping with my heart, Drew wins Elimination Chamber. I think the WWE title is either going to be the WWE title or the number one contender for the WWE title. If it's the title, Drew retains by Drew fuckery, and then they do Fatu, Cody, and Randy. I think they're going to do a fatal 4-way at Mania, and Randy's finally going to turn on Cody, and then I don't think they're putting the belt on Fatu, and I think Drew's going to finally leave Mania with the belt. Even though I think he wants to be the dude chasing the belt, but I think they're going to give it to him to keep Cody distracted. And it pisses me off, but I think Punk's going to have the title in the Chamber, and he's going to retain. And either that's when Seth's going to come back and then just take the rest of the time, or they're going to do it with like Finn is in the Chamber, loses, and fucks Punk up or something.
I don't want to be super negative, but like this return to Vegas with such a weak possible card and the way the wrestling is, like I will watch WrestleMania, but I don't feel special about it, guys. I'm just
Well,
I don't blame you.
ambivalent.
is it possible that they could be doing that on purpose in order to say, look, we did WrestleMania and it just didn't work here, so we got to go to Saudi Arabia.
I mean,
And,
43 is already Saudi Arabia. I would not put it past TKO, not one bit.
and they say, hey, look, we're going to Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania 43, and maybe we're going to go to London for WrestleMania 30, because Americans just don't want WrestleMania anymore.
They're priming for a sale to the Saudis. That's what this is all building towards, is TKO offloading WWE to Saudi Arabia. Book it. It's within a couple of years, it'll happen.
I, for
You watch
one,
Steven
welcome
Richard
the
too?
new Saudi overlords, and Saudi wrestling entertainment is, as we call it around these parts, is going to be great.
I don't know if they're going to sell outright, but I think we're going to get a Raw or SmackDown is out of Saudi Arabia, and whatever one that they don't choose, they're going to use for the Western market. I think
we're going to get one in Dubai.
I think for sure Saudi's going to be try to be part of like the regular fucking programming for sure. I don't know if they'll buy the whole thing yet, but they clearly don't give a damn about spending money.
Oh,
I don't know how I'll feel about Saudi-owned WWE. It won't be a political thing. I won't take a hard stance, but I don't think it'll be any better than it is, because if this is what they're selling the Saudis and they say the Saudis buy it, it would be the same produced product. It would be full of commercials. It'd be fake as hell. I don't need wrestlers to kill each other in the ring, and I don't need tons of blood. When I say I want Attitude Era wrestling, I want year 2000 wrestling, which means full storylines, big matches at big pay-per-views, and every once in a while you can have some blood. I don't need to see people on thumbtacks and shit. But, maybe at Backlash or maybe at SummerSlam or something, give me a ladder match. Extreme Rules. Well, see, that's the thing, though. I don't like branded pay-per-views, and I don't like Extreme Rules to have Extreme Rules matches. I hate the Hell in a Cell or Elimination Chamber or pay-per-views. They should just be events that happen when the story calls for it. Not just, hey, it's
Thank
February,
you.
let's fucking do the chamber.
No mercy.
Yep. That whole this is my whole thing with the Royal Rumble. You got the men's Royal Rumble, the women's Royal Rumble, then you get the men's Elimination Chamber, the women's Elimination Chamber. It's like the match loses its luster when you
Pete's against equality, folks.
I absolutely am in terms of wrestling, as far as the men's and the women's events go. And the only reason I say that,
massage therapist.
Yes, sir. I'm licensed in 48 states and Puerto Rico. Couldn't get Alabama and Mississippi, but we want to. I don't like it there anyway. But no, I really think giving the women the exact same thing you're giving the men, you could do something new for them. Make a new concept. It's like the women's War Games match. It's like, I get it. You want to, give them the same opportunity, but at the same time, you could do something specific to them, like the Women's Evolution pay-per-view. Was I a huge fan of it? No. Did I watch it? Yeah, because I was interested to see how some of the matches turned out, But yeah, I don't think you should have an entire Elimination Chamber show. No, the match should only be there when the story calls for it. When you absolutely need it. It's like you said with the blood and shit in the matches. As a wrestler, I'm not going to go work an opening match with a feud and somebody and get color for them. I mean, unless it's an angle where it's like, it's going to be really dope if, you come out of this match bleeding and you do this, hit me with a chair in the head and, I cut an impassioned promo, blah, blah, blah. All right. But it doesn't need it until the conclusion of a story should be this epic blow off match. If you're going to do a hardcore match, yeah, you're going to see some blood. There's going to be weapons involved. But until then, you don't need to involve that shit. It's like I said, it's the same thing with the Elimination Chamber stuff.
I guess we'll talk about wrestling next time when the chamber shows up. Maybe we should do it we don't talk about wrestling every week, but we definitely hit it during the pay-per-views. How's that sound?
Oh yeah, I can dig that.
All right. Because it's fun to talk about it. I know a lot of our fans don't love it, but a lot do support whatever we do. So thank you guys. Talking about support though, our friend Zombie Box Review says Pete is criminally underrated. He should have at least 10,000 subs by now. Also, a great guy to catch live.
Thank you, man.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I've hung out with him. It's kind of overrated.
I am overrated.
I
Well-
talk to him on a fairly daily basis, and I can take it or leave it.
He's a lot of fun.
I appreciate
With
that.
he's a lot of fun at weddings. I
He
was so jealous of you guys. I'm in the fucking wedding, and you're over there having the time of your lives. And I'm
We
just like,
had a great time.
That was so much fun. It really was. We memed you though.
Yeah,
Predator. Yeah, I remember that.
We memed you.
We made a thing out of sitting at that table all together. It was like, hey, let's take pictures of people and put the Predator dots on.
Yeah.
And
Well, at least
Pete
the effort
watched.
Daddy was awesome.
Yeah, and to go back to last week, Pete was in the room with us watching Space Jam 2, where Dion clearly thought Nick was there.
Yep.
Nick is currently there watching Space Jam 2 with you right now, Dion. I can see him in the reflection of your Return to the Jedi. What's up, buddy? Jim Sterling and Amanda Keating, thank you very much. He says, running out of Star Trek movies to make regarded word of the day pitches with, I'm scared, I need help. Maybe I can use episode titles instead. Oh, yeah, so the word of the day is the title of anything. We just pick movie titles. It could be songs, like Every Dunce Rules the World, or Every Dunce Wants to Rule the World. It could be TV shows. It just has to be an official title of anything. TV, you name it. We'll accept it. Just make us laugh. That's all we ask you to do. Like, our rule of thumb is get our attention in a positive way, and you too can be listener of the week. So everybody's listener of the week this week, since we didn't give you guys a prompt for that. Yeah. Clone Geek, yes, Loudy's wedding is still going on, some would say, and as somebody who's been published by the Wall Street Journal, I take your word for it. So congratulations to you, buddy. I saw that message and I was like, oh shit, I was looking back at the archives. So congratulations, man. We got a lot of world-class people in the chat, folks. Let's grow this thing.
Man. Yeah, man.
So, guys, I think it's a 2.5 hour show is a good place to put a pin in it. Where can we find you on the internet, Pete?
You can find me at Wrestling with Horror 420 right here on YouTube. You can find me on X at N80Pete. I am on the TikTok at Wrestling with Horror. And we do a weekly live stream on Tuesday nights called Tuesday Night Terror Vision. We're reviewing Slumber Party Massacre with myself, J-Man, and my tag team partner, Killer Pizza Video, who has a dope YouTube channel as well. Yeah, we're going to talk about Slumber Party Massacre, and I'll have another wrestling rant video or two out next week. And yeah, that's you can find all my wrestling on YouTube at Super Shogun Wrestling. Check out their back catalog. A lot of great workers through there. We just had Jack Vaughn, who is bigger than I expected in person. He's probably like 6'6", 6'7". He's just a big guy.
6'7".
Like, damn it. But super cool guy. No, we have he was fucking great match and super cool to talk to in the locker room. So yeah, check us out over there, man. Thanks for having me on. It's always a blast to hang out with you guys. I appreciate it.
And if you guys want to message Pete, his phone number is 989. And that's how you can get a hold of him. Like, you can just, that's his phone number. You can get a hold of him real easy.
Oh, Kendo, I love it. Doxing in 2026. That's what friends do to each other. The rest of us can be found on next Thursday's episode of WCBS. What will it be about? I don't know, because we don't think that far in advance. But I'll be back on Saturday with a brand new video. So, guys, check out the video that dropped today. I've been doing a little experiment, and it's been working. I'm testing out other topics that are a little outside of our wheel well. So I did the economics of Sydney Sweeney last week. It's a fun little video. It's not just, oh, she's hot, look at her. No, check it out. You guys are liking it.
You can.
And you can. I think she's beautiful. You know what's funny is Grok AI and ChatGPT will do a lot of stupid shit if you know how to talk to them and get around their rules of service. But they saw a picture of Sydney Sweeney and they both called it pornography. It was really weird. Yeah.
Wrong on so many levels.
She was fully dressed too.
She's America's sweetheart, right behind probably all four of us.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But we'll throw the vote in her favor because, we want to watch too. We know each other. We don't need to watch each other on America's Sweetheart. It's a movie.
Yeah, I don't look up pictures of my friends. I will look at pictures of Sydney Sweeney.
I only look at pictures of us when I use them for AI. It's like, all right, draw us as pro wrestlers. There you go. That's the only time I ever look at you guys. But folks, yeah, I'm not looking at you right now, Dion. I'm looking over that way. So you can see, never mind. Folks, We'll be back next time with more. Thank you for watching. I haven't had a chance to check out the Muppets. Maybe, just maybe, if I have a little time this weekend, I will check it out. But last thing, guys, Dion, Pete, and then Kendo. Who wins the Super Bowl? Go.
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
The evil empire comes back, and in a very close scoring game, I got the New England Patriots.
Ooh. Well, we'll have to find out on Sunday. Let's text each other during the game because it's going to be fun. I'm going to be eating, drinking, partying, having a good time. It is Super Bowl Sunday after all. So, folks, don't expect any videos on Monday because I'll be sleeping in. But I don't have a team. I don't care. I like football, but I love the Bengals. And if they're not in it, I'm watching. So no Lions, no Bengals, no team I care about. I used to wear Seattle Seahawks shoes to the gym, so that's why they get my vote. They were $20 Nikes, and I don't regret them at all. But, folks, thank you for watching. We'll be back next time with more. We'll give you better reasoning why we like shit, too. But in the meantime, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.
.com.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name?
My name is Jeff.